Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WD Cup Season 3 powered by AMD Esports partner, of course, Skyesports. I'm Star Tanya. Alongside me, it is Zach. Today, it is best of three, Zach. Team Asteria versus Team L Streak. Because we have seen element of surprises coming in from Team L Streak, winning away against Team Orangutan, who has got way more experience compared to them in terms of new team, new synergy. But talking about Asteria, a strongest map being Ascent for sure, but if we talk on the other side, El Streak, we did see how they lost against Orangutan. Even after winning, it was 12, it was 13-1 on the map of Haven. So, what are your thoughts on this exact entire situation?
I think first of all, like you mentioned, you really have to do commend Elstrix for their performance yesterday because you saw them like play really well on Split. You saw them absolutely struggle on Haven, and finally they took Ascent. Well, it was a close game. 13-11 is it's not exactly a very dominating victory. It was still a win, nevertheless the same. And I think they'll be looking to continue that pattern going into this upper bracket final against Team Asteria. Whoever wins this will be progressing to the grand final, which is going to be a best of five, and that they will be going in for the the amazing prize that we mentioned in our previous streams. So I'm really excited for this matchup, and I'm especially excited to see like what roles these players are going to be playing because we've seen players like Meow 16K for Australia play controller before. We've seen Shreya play controller, and Shreya, she's been doing a really really good job on that Omen. So I'm gonna, because most of Assyria's team they do play very flexible team comps apart from Muffin Group, who is always on the Jet arena. Apart from that, of course, but I'm excited to see what kind of agent comps these girls will be picking up.
Today, there's a little bit of change here, on my opinion, rather. What agent selection it is going to be, my eyes are going to be what map selection is it is going to be, because no doubt the players are commendable. They have adapted to all the agent selections, and they are performing very well even into the versatile roles. But certain maps are not working for certain teams, and that is exactly I would want to see. Is Team Asteria going ahead picking up Haven, and that is one of the weakest map, comparing it with yesterday itself. And if that is selected, how are they going to fight it out?
I think that it is going to be a bit rough because they did not have a good time on Haven against Orangutan. 13-1 was the score. They just weren't able to keep up with those hard pushes. But let's take a look at the total prize pool for this tournament. It is going to be not one, not two, but $3,000 in total. The first place getting a nice solid $1,000. The second taking home 450, and the third place will be 275 along with the fourth place. Fifth, sixth, and seventh and eighth places will all also get $200 each. Finally, the MVP player of this tournament will get another $200. So far, that last thing especially is really interesting to me because it is a single player who will be taking it and not a team as a whole. So looking at the players so far that we've seen in these matchups, I think a definite contender for this MVP player is going to be Capricious from the side of Team L Streaks. While on Haven, she did struggle a little bit on that Jet. We saw her as both the Chamber as well as the Astra. First game, she was the second best player on her team, and even though her ACS was a little bit less than the person who got the MVP for the team, her performance was just so much better because as Astra, you don't expect her to be using that operator. You don't expect her to be aggressing in with the rest of the team. You want to see her lurking, but nevertheless she performed really really well. And oh my god, her chamber on Ascent is what won L Streaks the game against Orangutan there. So I think she's definitely a contender for this MVP. Who else do you think is a contender for this MVP, Tanya?
Well, contenders can be any, because we did see a player going ahead playing strong as one role, and then talking about Capricious herself, we did see that not being able to play a duelist here. So yeah, we can expect some other names on the screen as well. Match number one, Asteria versus El Streak, best of three, and the map veto is also ready. We are going to head and check out which maps are going to be played, and the first map picked by El Streaks, it is going to be Bind. Well, the defenders will be Asteria here. Next map is going to be Haven. Now that is a little that is a little strong pick for Asteria. Sure, they have realized the weakness of Team L Streak, and they are going to again initiate on the defender side. The decider map is going to be Ascent, where we have spotted Asteria taking away the victory with 13-0. So I would say that Bind is one of the strongest map, maybe just like L Streaks went ahead, picked split for themselves, and they also won it. But what about the rest two maps? Are we going to get any surprises? Will be the question. If not surprises, who is going to shock us?
Definitely. I'm really excited to see that because, like you mentioned, while Elstrix did barely win against, the thing to notice that, while Asteria did win Ascent 13-0, they won it against a team that got eliminated fairly quickly in this matchup. Like, they tried their best, but, in the tournament, they were one of the teams that got knocked out in the earlier stages. And Elstrix, they won against Orangutan. They're in the upper bracket final right now. So I don't think we'll be seeing a 13-0. And they did manage to hold their own significantly against, the side of OG yesterday on Ascent. And Ascent is one of OG's strongest maps as well. But like you mentioned, it seems like Asteria has done their research. I think they were watching yesterday's game on Haven, and they've realized that Elstrix might be indeed taking an L over that. But I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening on Bind because this is a map that we haven't seen at all, I think, in this tournament so far. We've seen some Icebox, we've seen some Ascent, we've seen some Haven, and even Split. But Breeze, Fracture, as well as Bind are maps that we haven't seen. And of course, I understand why people want to ban Breeze and Fracture immediately. It's really hard to play. The maps are very big, and especially if you're starting on defense, things are going to be really rough. But I'm happy that we're going to be seeing a different map, which is going to be bind today. That too in the beginning. So I'm excited to see why Elstrix picked it because we saw them play really well on Split yesterday, but they've chosen to ban Split instead and take up bind. So they must have a strategy in play. I want to see what kind of agents they're going to be running, what kind of plays they're going to be making, and whether they can win against Asteria on that map.
Well, talking about agents now, as we already know about the maps that are being played, I would want to see a cipher play coming in the map of Mine because we have seen such single player clutches, particularly in the map of Mine, where you can go ahead, plant, have an entire control, and also get some frags and win out a round. So if there is any good sentinel coming in, I would want to see that into the ciphers play. And who is it going to be? Well, I'll be very honest. Now I would definitely not want to predict apart from Muffin Loop Shaw, but I would also want to say Uzi Buzi was a good breach yesterday. But again, it depended upon the map as well. On the very first map, it was amazing. Turning into a second map could not work wonders. So repetitive agents are also not working wonders. You have to keep on switching the agents as and when required as per the maps. And talking about bind in particular, I would say a controller is must. We can expect a Brim or Omen play sure.
I think definitely, hopefully, we'll see some Brimstone getting love here because Bind is one of those maps that's like absolutely made for Brimstone. All the sites are so small that you can smoke off the crucial angles with Brimstone really, really easily. And I think you will see a double controller possibility as well here because Viper, you're seeing more and more of that on Bind. But the agent selectors here, let's see if my predictions are right. And Viper never gets love on these maps. It's always Breeze or Fracture. But either way, looking at the side of Asteria, it is going to be Shreya sticking onto her usual Omen. We saw her have a huge impact day before yesterday when she was playing Oman on Ascent, that 13-0 game, which we were talking about. Britzy not switching from a Sova. I don't think I've seen Britzy play anything except Sova, honestly. I think I saw it on Breach once, but it's going to be Britzy on that Sova yet again. Muffin Loop, though, she has surprised us. We thought the one person who wouldn't be switching, she's going to be going in for that KO instead. No Muffin Jet. It's going to be Muffin on KO. Meow 16k on the raise, and I'm very excited to see this because Meow 16k does some fantastic satchel plays, and I want to see if she's going to be pulling those off as well today. And finally, Assyria starting off on defense. It's going to be Iluvu on that chamber, and man, Iluvu is a jet main. She plays jet mostly. Fantastic with the operator, and I want to see how she's going to be utilizing that on chamber here.
Yeah, it would have been entirely good, and I'm good. And watching Eluvu play Chamber is going to be fantastic. We have seen her play KJ, which was fantastic. So once again, continuing with the same role which she was playing, but Muffin Loop as a KO, now that is a big question mark. But talking about Capricious as a Jet on the map of Heaven did not work. Is it going to work wonders on the map of Bind? Uzi Boozy changing the role from Initiator towards the Smoke towards the Controller Brim. Baby, we have spotted playing Duelist. So yeah, that role continues. PT from Sage towards Initiator. So the role of the switch of the roles still continues to play the role. And let's see if it is going to function well, if it is not going to function well. And last but not the least, Meow as Raze. We have spotted multiple clutches coming in from her as a Raze. So once again, expecting the same. And Meow is one of the player which goes ahead, even with the Raze, which goes ahead with the operator, holds a position, and also helps the team to win out the rounds. So Reyes is going to be one of the key players sure here. And here we go on the defender's side, Team Asteria.
And 5 seconds left to start. This is going to be a really exciting matchup because both these lineups are looking very clean. I especially like that coming in from Elstreaks, the confidence from them that since they're starting on attack, they are going to be going in for that double duelist setup, both a Jet as well as a Raze here. And it's going to be Eluvu on that A side all alone. Oh my god, look at the stack on the B side here. Not one, not two, not three, but four players from the side of Asteria holding on to the B side. And I don't know if they're going to be expecting this. Luckily for Elstreaks, even though they might not be sure, they are going to be hitting in
On my
for that
way.
A side here. I think they're planning to play for an A side retake because while there are some chamber traps, Eluvu, she's going to try and get a pick once one of those things are activated, peek out, get a kill, and then immediately fall back. So a little bit of noise has been made. I think Asteria had heard the Jet Capricious, if I'm not wrong, making some sound. But now the information will come through that it's going to be A shot. Shreya puts down a smoke here, and the Brimstone counter smokes will come in. The execute is about to begin, and Eluvu does not hit the headshot, and it's going to be a 5v5 retake right now.
5v5 retake, and the time
Spike
is
planted.
enough to plant the spike. And it is going to be an entire post-plant battle. 5v5, no damages exchanged, no casualties spotted as of now. And if you have a look at baby APR, is just holding the position, and Ringa will be the first one to take down Eluvu, followed by Capricious taking down Meow 16, and it is
One enemy remaining.
The attacker side because the only player remaining. It is going to
Don't stress.
For the very first fight, we see this knife battle, and
Here.
a little humiliating, sure.
Oh my god, okay. I was not expecting that. I think Capricious, she was running out of bullets in the first gun, takes a second gun, runs out of bullets with that. She was like, yeah, you know, it's a 1v4, even if I die, the rest of my team will clutch it. As she goes for the knife. Poor Shreya, only one who gets a kill will be getting knifed as well. That's gonna sting for Asteria here, as they will be losing the round. It's only the pistol though. Lots of the game is still left for them to make a comeback on, and it's gonna be a beaters right now. Again, the stack coming in from Asteria here. They might not be expected though. The recon coming through. Shreya will be going there, will be spotted. The nade will try to clear out, but she would have taken the shadow step back, keeping her alive here. One more player still on the side, and it's gonna be a quick dash coming into side. Capricious getting one, Boozy getting two, and Mia will take Aper down, but that's gonna be a really quick round. I don't think even 30 seconds went by. Wow.
And just a blink of second, the round going into the favor of Team L Streaks. Nice play coming in. Talking about this particular round, Uzi Boozy holding a good position where she was able to pick a total of 3 frags for herself. And if you have a look on the other side, it is only Meow and Shreya who has been able to get 1 frag each. Rest all are still empty. And talking about the weaponaries here, now the weaponry priority going into the hands of Team Asteria. We can expect a win round here. It is a full force by half shield spotted, and on the other side it is still going to be full shields and specters. A good smoke, PT is going to hold and play, and they are trying to go ahead, go for the rotation. A is all empty, and as soon as I say that, it is going to be Eluvu once again taking down 3 players already. Now this is a total aggressive play coming in from the defender's side. It is 5v2, still doable, not impossible, but what is Muffin Loop up to? Capricious, will she be able to take down
player
Loop?
standing.
And no is the answer.
Oh my god, that's gonna be a flawless round coming in from Asteria. A little bit of calculated aggression coming in from both Long and Showers. And Meow 16k was lucky there because, you know, Muffin Loop, she popped the flash as the smoke was going and flashed her teammate as well. But before that, Meow, she knew the position of the player, was able to get the headshot even though she was fully blinded. Either way, though, that's gonna sting for the side of Elstrix just a bit because, you know, they wanted to do at least some economic damage, but it's not going to be happening. However, this round they will be having their full buy, so all is not lost. Looking at the ultimates available as well, Uzi Boozy will have her orbital strike in just one orb or spike plant or even one kill. All of these things will in fact give her the orbital strike, and that's going to make playing post plant really easy here because they have oh no, that's going to be a messed up recon coming in from the Sova. But like I was saying, there's a lot of utility that can be spammed on the spike once it's been planted, and all they have to do is get out to the side. But Asteria is not letting them that. They are really playing this team game very well. Muffin Loop being spotted. I don't know if they'd expect Meow 16k here though. The crossfire being held on Long is so deadly and might do so much damage here. The flash will come through and Muffin Loop will peek off with get one kill, 4v5 right now. What can the side of Elstrix really do with the spike drop?
The spike is now under the control of Team Asteria here. Shreya will be able to take down a hookah frag here. Baby APR is down, reducing the numbers to just 3 players. And once again, it is going to be Meow taking down Uzi. Uzi Capricious does have a spike control. It is a 2v3, very easily doable. But will they be allowed to do it is going to be the question here. Still keeping a peek near to the B long. And here we go ahead. We'll be able to reduce to the equalizer, but on cost of losing a lot of HP. It is going to be 2v2 sure, but other two players on the team of Asteria has got
30
100%
seconds
of
left.
HP. The perspective of both sides are spotted. The entry will continue towards B long and B main. And here we go
enemy
ahead.
remaining.
The site
One
gets
enemy
chased
remaining.
and the players are
Spike
being
down
created.
B.
Time is ticking and there's no much of a time play to be done. And here we go. His teams are going for the plant. And short she
10
is
seconds left.
1v1 and it is going to be a chamber diff.
Yep, it is going to be Chamber versus Chamber, Eluvu versus Dreamza. And Dreamza is going to be playing pretty close here, trying to see if she can get a kill on Eluvu. And will get the headshot. Very, very clean shots coming in. You know, the TP was ready as well, you know, just to confuse Eluvu a little bit in case she did miss the first shot. But nevertheless, it's going to be a Chamber diff indeed, Tanya, with that third round going into the hands of Elshik here, at the cost of 4 of their players, but nevertheless it is going to be a win. Capricious getting those 2 key kills, and Shreya turns away at the wrong time, not expecting the second player. Very unfortunate that, but it's going to be Shakes who walk away with this third round. And this is the thing to know, they're going to be doing it on attack here. To be fair, the lineup is built for attack, but Bind is a map where, you know, with the team comps, both of these teams are running, defense is a little bit more easier, and it's very surprising that Asteria is having so much trouble doing so. It is going to be the Blade Storm coming in though from the hands of Capricious, who is following the Sova drone, trying to see if she can do some damage here. Will be breaking some utility on the way and taking control of U-Hauls here, and watching for backside to see if she can get a pick.
Spike down A.
Ready with the blade storm, will be able to take down one. It is the 3v2 battle, except for one of the player with the 4 right now is very low on HP. Still, the members are going to get counted. Utilities are still safe. Muffin Loop trying to go and enter through the spawn, and it is going to be a paranoia being used by Shreya, and a good positioning holding it to the cubby by PT as well as Capricious. And there's a 0 point deployed, no damages spotted, no players spotted. They can go for a push, but they are playing with a lot of patience, and that is exactly as a defender. After planting the spike, you have to do on the attacker side, and it's going to be a 1v2 duel, and the duel is totally won by Shreya, who will be taking down total of 2 players, 1 versus 1. No time to defuse the spike, and once again it is going to be Dreams that sticking to the spike will be able to take the frag. So much confusion here, and it is not going to be a diffusion show. And the 4th round going into the hand of Team L3. It did look close for a second.
It was really close. I think it was milliseconds left before Shreya managed to get the diffuse. But I think she messed up the smoke there because, you know, it was only covering a part. And, you know, once Dreamza pushed out of showers and saw that half of it was exposed, Shreya had to be in that smoke. She managed to get the spray. And luckily, the diffuse did not come through. That's really sad for Asteria because they were so close to it. Nice try coming in from Shreya, but it's going to be Dreamza again clutching it out for the team. And it is going to push the side of Asteria into an ego here. They do have Eluvu's Chamber ult. Yeah, you hear that coming in. You also hear the counter chamber ult coming in from Dreamza here. The total force on both the sides active, but A side is open. Multiple players have been spotted, and that's going to be a lot of damage. Capricious as well, going all the way into the judge. Will spot 1, will spot 2, but that's going to be Meow 16k popping that showstopper, trying to get a kill, and will be taken down, but will get a kill nevertheless. It's going to be a 3v3 right now, but one player for the side of S Shakes is super low. It's still very much doable for Asteria here. What do you think, Tanya?
It's easily doable, but will they be allowed to do it is going to be the question as of now. Baby APR near to the spike. Now that is a risky place to hold because we know Kabi was not wisely hold here. Shreya was able to take 1v2, and from the shadows is also ready on the side of the defenders, particularly the player Shreya. Let's see if she is utilizing it. Still the clock is ticking. 0 point utilized. As of now, and Shreya will be able to go ahead with the ghost fragger. And here we go, Tour de Force taking a collateral. 2 frags confirmed. 1v2 will be the situation. Capricious still with the judge, sticking with whatever it is, and there's nothing that can be done except for Dreams that trying to go ahead, get some frags, and the round going into the favor of once again Team L streak 5-0. Now, where was this Capricious as Jet yesterday on the map of heaven? Because this is a commendable performance coming in.
Oh wow, Capricious has woken up. And you remember when we saw Dreams are going in for the Judge and Bucky? I think that they've gone in for the swap here because it's gonna be Capricious in that second round deciding if she wants to buy a Judge or not. I think she's gonna be going in with the Sheriff instead. Even though they've been winning these rounds, they've been losing a lot of players. The economy is not exactly looking very healthy for them. They are having those Spectres as well as those Judges in hand. And Asteria, though, this is gonna be their full buy, so they will have to make this count because they're already 4 rounds behind. And the knife will come through trying to stop the drone, but nevertheless it will spot not one but 2 players. Sova being committed as well, try and get a kill. Rimmel, a lot of ultimates being committed here from the side of Team Asteria. Look being taken down even though she has popped the command. I think she can be revived, but I don't think the side of Elstrix wants to let her do that. As Capricious, you can hear her with the Judge spamming at poor Muffin through the smoke here. And Shreya will get the trade onto PT through the smoke here. Dreams are taking the trades. 3v4 right now. 1 HP left on Dreams, but now 16k is doing a lot of damage. 3v2. Can Elstrix take this home?
Can hit LC6 don't working into the smoke and get the double back to the final dub coming from Dreamza with a triple. 6-1 will be the score and a commendable performance on the map of Vine. Just like they were, their selection of map is always amazing. When they select, they make sure to make it theirs, and I think it is going to be a tactical timeout for a while. Until then, we will talk about Capricious and the way with so many ultimates being utilized here. We did spot Null Command being used. We did spot Hunter's Fury being used. We did spot, if I'm not mistaken, there was also a Showstopper being used. But the casualties with the ultimates were nil. It was a good positioning for Shreya where she was able to capitalize double frag within the opponent's move.
Yeah, she definitely did capitalize. And, Shreya playing it so patiently, knowing that somebody might be pushing, taking out Capricious there, and then getting that refrag onto Uzi Buzi was insane. But, man, Dreams, that headshot she hit on Elivu, I don't know how she hit it. Because, when I'm 5 HP, I would be thinking about how to hide and, whether I can do some kind of sneaky plays. But Dreams doesn't care. She's just going to peek and get that headshot. And that's going to bring Elstrix to 6, score of 6. 6-1 right now. Asteria not looking very good. And I don't even know if they have the money again for another buy because they committed quite a bit that round. They had a full buy. They used 2 ultimates. And I think it's going to be very rough. They have that Hunter's Fury off of Britzy, but it is going to be a little bit of an eco. Shreya is buying that Judge. They do have the Marshal on Meow 16k. But that's going to be it. There is the Headhunter pistol for Eluvu here as well. But hopefully the timeout has helped them manage to reassess. Maybe they just took it because they wanted to break the momentum coming in from Team Elstrix here. Either way though, it is going to be a stack on the A side, but the side of Elstrix has read this and it's going to be B. That's going to be taken for free as Eluvu goes down. Nobody is here. The site is open and that's going to be the spike plan coming through very soon if I'm not wrong, because it's 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock, but the site is already completely gone. Capricious will be tagged, but won't make a difference because she will be able to fall back to safety.
Finally, they have also stood to the side where they want to go ahead and plant the spike. This time it is the side move here. Capricious is still holding the CP and is very sure of there's going to be a 1-player push coming in. Spike has to plant it right on right. Never seen 3D side except elbow play is also popping in. And it is going to be Dreams are literally knowing where Shreya is, and smoke is coming in. Capricious will go ahead, get a frag, last player remaining, and Shreya wants to just run out of the battle, but this cat and mouse is not going to work. They are going to pick her down. Uzi Buzi for the final frag. 7-1 will be the score. A good streak maintained, and the economy for Team Asteria is all long gone. They are sticking to the basic weaponaries of the round 2, which is usually Spectres or the headhunters and stuff. But now Muffin Loop is spotted with the operator. Do you think this is going to make any changes here?
I mean, the operator it can be very devastating in the hands of players like Muffin Loop, but I don't know, like in the hands of a Chamber or a Jet, it makes a lot more sense because you won't be punished if you miss your shot, or you won't be traded easily. But in the hands of a KO, I'm not sure. Like her aim is insane, but can she get a kill without being traded is the question. And I really have to question the plays Asteria are making regarding stacking sites. Multiple rounds, apart from just eco rounds, even like multiple rounds, they are playing 4 on A and 1 on B or vice versa, and they're not reading this. They're not reading the side of Elstrix very correctly because they're always going to the opposite side. So anyway, that's gonna be a nade thrown by Meow 16k, doing quite a bit of damage to April that, and it's going to be just about 1 minute left on the clock as they try to decide which side they want to push towards.
Trap destroyed.
Well, in particularly, I would want to say sending a boom bot first, realizing there's somebody there, and then going for the grenade attack and delivering a lot of damage. Commitment towards that. Spotted here once again. Muffin Loop with the operator has taken down Baby, and Dreams is also taken down. So I think Muffin with the operator is way better compared to holding the position and not only holding but having an entire control here. But on the course, there's a change of mind here. Players of L Streak are moving towards site A. Little do they know that Meow 16 is also going to give a warm welcome here with only one satchel left. Not much of a utilities here. So it is all going to be about firepower now.
30 seconds left.
And not only that, they also have the Hunter's Fury from Bitsy available. Capricious will be dashing into U-Haul, but it's going to be Meowsis and Keto who will get the headshot on PT here. Spike is not dropped. It's still in the hands of Woozy Woozy, but Capricious will take out Bitsy in the meantime. That's going to be the Hunter's Fury offline and the Spike. And being fake, Meow16K trying to do a satchel, and she might be peeking here through the smoke. If she does, though, Capricious might catch her off guard. Woozy Woozy will be able to get the Spike down as well, and it's going to be Meow16K playing it patiently here, trying to wait for the retake here from her team. It's gonna be a 4v2. 4v2 right now as the plays come to Capricious in a 1v1. Knows the position of Muffin Loop. We are trying to get some bang damage, but it's going to be the operator, and Capricious will take the round. That looks so doable for Asteria, but that retake was not ideal, as L-Shakes will take the lead of 8-1.
8-1. Well, not exactly as I was personally expecting. Indeed, what we were not personally expecting. Shreya definitely giving her best, being a controller, is only the player within the double digit club of 10 frags. On the other hand, we can see Capricious and Dreams are doing wonders. And there's one thing that I would want to share, that Dreams is having a angle holding positioning every single time, surviving until the end, giving the finisher. So I think that is working very well with 3 ultimates still into the hand. And before I say anything, Muffin Loop will go for one tap for Baby APR, and Capricious taking down Eluvu on the course.
Yeah, there's going to be some quick trades coming in as Muffin Loop hits a very crispy shot there, and it's going to be Shreya playing inside the smoke. If they don't recon or don't drone this, it's going to make things really, really rough for L-Shakes, and they aren't going to be pushing it because, they've seen Shreya with a judge in these kind of plays before. Even though she has a Spectre now, she can be just as dangerous, and they're not going to be pushing the smoke here. They're just going to go for long instead because PT already does have long control. They know that there's at least one player towards Hookah. Muffin Loop will jump down using that smoke to cover her, and it does seem like they want to go towards the B side. The drone as well coming through for a little bit of info here to see if anyone is playing towards elbow or any of these close angles, but we'll find most of the things clear as Capricious will be able to get into sight here. 3 players are suppressed by Muffin Loop's snipe, but it's not going to be enough. She does get another kill, but 3v2 right now. Asteria I don't think they have the chance to pick up any weapons either because everything was dropped on site, and the retake is on.
The retake sure is on. It is going to be both ultimates ready, going for some shot. That's attack before entering the site. It is not going to deliver any damage. 3v2 still doable. The 2 ultimates ready on one
enemy
and
remaining.
Capricious is going to reduce it to only last player standing, and Britney with that beautiful sheriff tap takes down Capricious, and now it is going to be a 1v2 affair. Can be played over here by Brimstone on the defenders while on the defusal. Let's see if he is going for the deep fried moment, and no will be the answer. They are still saving the ultimate, and Dreamza will go for the final kill. Did you see once again? It is Dreamza who always is trying to go ahead and get the final strike for the team. So survival is the key for winning the round maybe, and I think they need to survive. And talking about the stats, Muffin Loop was able to get it very closely, very easily, and very smoothly.
Oh, that was a very clean shot from her. I think Muffin Loop, she's known for her crispy headshots, and she's finally getting back into gear. But I think this round, there's a really good chance of Asteria finally getting it back on track. They've lost, 7 rounds in a row. You really have to try and buck up because otherwise it's going to make attack really rough for them. But either way, they do have 4 ultimates on the board. Everybody except Alivu does have their ult available. And that's going to be Meow16K chasing down players. You can see the side of L-Streaks running away here, trying to make sure that they can stay alive. But I don't think Meow16K is going to be finding anything of their ultimate. A little bit of a waste here. All the ultimates being popped. In fact, it's also going to be the null command coming in from the side of Muffin Loop here. And this is the thing. Meow16K has pushed all this way. If she does come towards spawn, she's going to be caught in this crossfire. The knife coming through as well for some information, but I don't think it will be really spotting anybody seriously. Flashbangs and a little bit of utility coming through from the KO, trying to prevent them from being pushed. But in the meantime, it's going to be Dreamza watching shot who takes down Muffin Loop here. Even though 2 ultimates have been committed, the first frag is nevertheless going to go towards L-Streaks. Britzy, in the meantime, will be taking on Baby Aper. So it's going to be a 4v4 yet again. Meow 16k, though, she has the position here towards short, and they might not expect her here. Dreamza is watching the angle and will take her down even though she is so low. 3v3 right now. That's going to be the Hunter's Fury from Britzy being baited out beautifully by Uzi Woozy. And I think that there should be enough time for L-Streaks to get the spike here.
30 seconds left.
The spike shall be coming here, but within 30 seconds, will they be allowed to plant? Yes, will be the answer. Even with the short, that spike will be planted. So many ultimates being used in this particular round. Spotted here, Shreya has got a good angle on the heaven here. Eluvu trying to go ahead, go for the place where exactly the last player is spotted every single time. Paranoia has given a strong blind, but on the course, Eluvu will be able to reduce the number to 2 players surviving, and Eluvu sticking to defuse. This is the moment that Team Asteria has been waiting for way too long. Going for one frag, and the defender does get one frag.
One enemy remaining.
Around even after trying.
Last round in the half.
For the frag, he wanted to make sure that they don't save any sort of weaponaries, and they are forced to go for the simpler weapons like Marshall, like Spectre. But anyway, a good play, and finally a second round going into the favor of Team Asteria.
It only took 4 ultimates for them to win the round, and Eluvu will have her tour de force available as well. I think she's telling her teammates that, I can drop you a gun, just request. And yep, that is going to be 3 players for Asteria on light armor and 1 with a Spectre. Shreya not having enough credits after she gets taken down. You're right, I think L-Streaks played that really well, because even if they lost the round there, they managed to make sure Asteria managed to save only 1 gun in that round, and that might make all the difference here as they try to take their lead to a solid 10. It's going to be Capricious on long, trying to get that first pick with the rest of her team. Elivu playing a really close angle. They have to try and recon and clear this corner, because right now it might not be accepted here. I don't know if Elivu expects it, and yep, will get one. TP's away, does not peek into the SOA, which is a really interesting thing. Shreya going in for that as well, but that right click is going to be taking players down there. It's going to be a 4v4 yet again. A quick equalization as there's just 1 minute left on the clock here.
And talking about that, a 0 point used right on time to stop the Blade Storm coming in from Capricious. So I would suggest Muffin Loop is doing very good with that knife right on time, saving some players for the team. Right now it is 4v4, and the spike control still into the hands of Team L-Streak. Rotation coming in. They are confusing the players and trying to push them towards side B, but towards side A, but they're still sticking to side B. Luvu would not leave so easily, and they are still holding in toward force getting activated. We have spotted one collateral coming in though from other side. Let's see, I'm going to witness one more collateral. Those collaterals, he is attempting for the double, but will be denied by Dreamza here, reducing the numbers to 3v3. A very fair traded game coming in. They are losing one player. They are going to make sure that they are also reducing the opponent.
And this is going to be a pinch retake coming in from Asteria, because they have a lot of enemies to play these corners with. It's going to be Uzi Buzi though, who doesn't get spotted by any of the ability. Will peek at the right time, get one, almost gets 2, and yep, that is going to be all down to Meow 16k. 7 HP left on her in a 1v2 right now. So low here. That pinch was dealt with beautifully. Uzi Buzi not being checked by that recon is going to make all the difference. Meow 16k still hasn't come down, has to try and isolate these fights, has to try and get these picks, but it's going to be Uzi Buzi who taps her from the sky as she tries to Ashlyn. A 10-2 for L-Streaks. Absolute domination coming in from them. It took Asteria a significant weapon advantage on 1 round, as well as 4 ultimates to win their second. And without those advantages, Asteria could just not defend against the push coming in from Capricious and Dreamza. Both of them, between them having 35 kills in 1 half here. That's insane.
That is totally insane, and that is not exactly what was expected, or maybe let alone leave the expectations aside. That is not exactly how Team Asteria is about. We have spotted Team Asteria playing Bind several times, but this is not how they perform in the map of Bind. Right now, they're not allowed. They are totally denied. Now with the switch of sides, let's see if they're going to go make this map attacker friendly. Before that, maybe APR is ready on A-Long with the paint shell, and there are going to be 2 players trying to push it through the bath. Indeed, there are a total of 3 players. Drone will be sent, and not much of information, but shot that Cure will be used, a little bit of exchange of ammos, still no damage delivered, but they are very sure of that. Side A is committed, and there's nothing that can change it, but still they are keeping sure in mind that a rotation or the flank can come in, and two players will stick to side B. And as soon as I say that, one player will try to make a move, try to overpopulate side A to defend it strongly. Elu with a headhunter right now.
Olivu trying to see if she can get a peek or a pick here, but it's not going to be happening. She might even try to push through the smokes, and that might prove deadly because there's going to be four players from the side of Team L Shakes on this A side. But it's going to be a B side rotation coming in. Olivu is lurking towards A showers. It's going to be a B push impact, and it's going to come down to Dreamza to see whether she can defend. Luckily for her, the Uzi Buzi does seem to be rotating here, and I love how none of these girls from L6 are peeking out or giving away a
30
pick.
seconds
It's
left.
going to be just 30 seconds left of the clock. The commit has to come in right now. And Elovo, she might be able to catch some place on the rotate though. As, yep, it is going to be a B execute. But Capricious somehow gets that kill. Meow taking down Dreams out. The B side is open. A 4v4 retake right now. Shreya taking a lot of damage from that Brimstone volley. Uzi Woozy does know her lineups. And yep, it's going to be a 4v4 retake right now. Muffin Loop alone towards Elbow. Has to win this first fight with these players. And that's going to be a beautiful Choctaw doing a lot of damage here as Britzy and Muffin Loop clean up two players from the side of Elstreak. Britzy though will be taken down by PT, and Muffin Loop is going to be falling back because she is super low. It is a 3v2, but all the players for the side of Asteria are very low here. And Capricious in the backstab. She'll get another one. Will tap the spike and look towards the backside, but Shayovu is ready for that angle. Will take her down. 1v2 right now. Both players playing towards this hookah angle, but I don't think PT knows that because she's only seen Shreya's position from her teammate. I don't know if she knows my Meow 16K is here as well, and that's going to be Asteria taking the round here.
Finally, some change of place coming in with the switch of sides on the attacker's side, and the frags being exchanged right on time, planting as well on time, committing to side A, and then changing the decision, heading towards side B, where all they had to do was eliminate one player, and that is Dreamza for now. And that was way easier comparatively. They did have time to do such a long rotation though, so it was right on time, a timely battle spotted. And what else is spotted is now each and every player has got specters and full shields to work out with. On the other hand, we are seeing Dreams and Baby going ahead with the shorty and 3 class 6 with no shield. Dreams are again holding a cheeky angle here. If there's any entry, we know how Dreams are plays with the shotguns.
We do indeed know that, and it's going to be 4 players spotted with that 0 point from Muffin Loop. That's going to trigger an immediate rotation towards that B side because they know 4 people are A. The rotation, counter rotation is coming in from S-Streak side, but it might be too slow here. Just Dreams out with that shorty right now towards the hookah. Not spotted by the recon, and she might be able to get some kills late here as Meow 16K does push towards the side. There are some players towards the backside though, and PT is going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place as Britzy will run and gun her down. 4 players left right now trying to make this retake happen. That grenade will do a lot of damage to Baby Aper as she falls back, but Dreams are taking that kill with that headhunter onto Meow 16K. Capricious World with that right click, making it a 3v3 right now. Any kind of damage done is good here. Uzi Buzi taking some damage again, and it is going to be Shreya taking on Capricious finally.
Finally, the players are being taken down. Now it is going to be 2 versus 3. The bomb is ticking. There is a little extra time with every passing second to defuse it. And let alone defuse, Shreya will deny the defusal. The last player, Uzi Buzi, will also be taken down. With that, it is going to be four wins into the hands of Team Asteria against them. It is going to be 10 rounds. But they have won all 10 on the attacker's side. On the defender's side, they have not managed to win any yet. And talking about the weaponaries right now, we do spot some marshals, we do spot some specters, but now this is going to be a full buy round for L Streak, and this might be a game changer on the defender's side for Team L Streak.
Might be a change indeed because we saw the same thing coming in from Asteria last time. When they had the full buy, they did get a flawless round. But I think we might be seeing the same here. It's going to depend on if this hero vandal, if there is any kind of hero weapon by coming in from the side of Assyria, and if they can get a shot, especially Ilu with that headhunter, will have to hit some crispy taps to try and take a side. So far though, it looks like Asteria, they haven't decided where they want to go. They're waiting for a push coming in from Ilshriks, possibly like they did, when they were playing on a defense the first time. They really attacked really aggressively, but it isn't Elshakes making that kind of play here. They are going to be just holding on to see if they can spot any players here. PT doing a little bit of jumping to see if she can spot anybody, but Britzy is too wise to peek into that. And Uzi Buzi as well playing this close angle towards U-Haul here. Let's see if Asteria can actually push in and get a kill on any of these players who are just waiting.
The players are waiting, and so is the Molly, denying the entry on A long, sure, but the commitment is looking. The players are definitely looking a little committed towards side A. Molly can delay the entry, but for how long? Elivu with the Spectre is trying to hold the position for a while. The smoke
30
fades
seconds
away,
left.
and do they have more smokes? Though will be the question. But talking about rim smokes, I don't know. Shreya definitely has more smokes, and so does the shock that's coming in from Brit. The damage was delivered a little, and no SPP will be able to take down Shreya, and the spike will be planted by Meow immediately. Britzy will take down PTSL, reducing it to a 4v2 affair, and looks a clean sweep as of now. Even after so many vandals into the hands, even after so many shields into the hands, with specters and marshals, our team Asteria has managed to almost take this round into their favor.
One enemy
They are
remaining.
very close to taking it in their favor as Britzy gets the third kill with that. Marshall, it's going to be just capricious left right now. 6 HP in her hands, 1v3, almost no time left. And that's going to be a safe probably coming in from her as she runs towards that B side. Asteria making this work. They really want to make a comeback. They do realize that there are only 3 rounds left needed for Elstrix to try and win it. But Asteria does not want to let go that easily as they will be taking it to 5-10 after this round, making the gap smaller and smaller. The things to note is the attack from Asteria was so patient and so well coordinated. Like, for example, they expected Baby Ava to be playing in one of Shreya's smokes towards that A side near the triple box. And, there was the paranoia from Shreya to blind the player. There was the commitment of shock darts that immediately bringing that player down to a super low HP. And it all, worked because Elubu was able to capitalize off that beautiful recon from Britzy and get that pick onto Uzi Buzi, who was playing towards U-Haul. And after that, they picked up a Phantom. There was an extra Spectre, which was picked up by Muffin Loop as well, and the site was open. The retaking was not possible, even with some kills coming in, and that's going to be a little bit of a broken buy for the side of Elstrix right now.
And the overextension from Baby APR will be an advantage for Eluvu here. Will be taken down immediately with that. And now they have got the members advantage, though Eluvu being a little lesser in HP, no healers whatsoever from the start. This is how the play has been. Once gone, will be gone for sure. And talking about Shreya here, going ahead through the long and waiting for the players to again pop out and get some frags. But now this is the exact time when Team Elstreak has also realized they need to be patient. They don't need to go ahead, be overextended after losing one player. PT will be sending a drone to get the information, and I think will be able to procure a little bit of information where Meow was spotted, and PT will go ahead, use the beautiful lineup here, and the recon bolt was destroyed, and Meow pushing it right on time. PT gone, the bridge is gone, and once again it is a 5v2 okay.
Spike planted.
And it seems like it's gonna be another easy round for Asteria because Meow 16k is already playing aggressively towards Elbow, doing so much damage to Dreamza here. And it's gonna be Dreamza who has the judge who has to try and get this, but Meow 16k will get that clean headshot. Just Uzi Woozy left alive right now in a 1v5. I don't think she has a Spectre and light armor, so there's not exactly much point saving it. And that read from Britzy is insane, as she will pull out her Soa recon to try and see if anybody's in hookah. Uzi Woozy will have to wait it out. The knife again coming from Muffin Loop, making things worse. They know her position. They know they want this kill. And it's going to be Muffin Loop who takes it with a beautiful headshot. And it's going to be Asteria getting that 6th round on the board and pushing the side of Team Elstrix into an eco here. I really feel bad for Elstrix because, the aggression and the way they were playing on attack, the trades coming in, none of that is here on defense. It's just one player at a time going down to the players of Asteria. No trades coming in, and once one player goes down, the site is just gone. Same problem while retaking. They're already in a huge disadvantage when they're trying to start retaking. It's like a 3v5 or a 2v5, and even if they can do some damage, it's not good enough. They have to try and call a timeout here for 2 reasons: to stop Asteria's momentum, as well as to figure out what exactly they can do better to prevent rounds like this slipping out of their hands, because they had a lead of 10-2 and it's now 10-6. They're not having a good time here at all.
No good time whatsoever. The buffer still remains, the advantage of buffer still remaining in the hands of Team L Street. They need to make sure they change their plans, they do something. But Britzy is going to again take down one player, and we very well know once Team Asteria is taking an advantage by reducing a number, they just push through the site. And look at Britzy holding a very good angle, and we have spotted other players there who were doing a very good job. And Elu trying to go for the second. Uzi will be taking down Elu with just a frenzy, and over here, Dreams are with a Bucky. Finally, we get to see a shotgun play coming in. And Meow 16 will not be waiting for the player grenade to get over. Woozy with the second frag and the frenzy. Britzy will go.
One
Take
enemy
down
remaining.
Capricious, and PD once again is going ahead with the one tap.
Can't
And not
use
only
that.
that, Woozy will also have one Phantom to work with. PD is trying to go ahead with one tap continuously. The smokes are working well. The diffusion will come right on time. But how is it going to work is going to be the question. And the answer is Uzi will take a triple here, two with the frenzy, one with the phantom, and the diffusal is right on time. And with that, they are going for the final victory
cheaper
on the
than just me
defender's
and a bottle
side.
of
The
scotch.
first victory into their name.
Oh wow, that was quite a run coming in from Team Elstrix there. You know, we saw the same thing against Orangutan yesterday from Dreamsa with that Bucky doing so much damage. But today, the real hero of the round, apart from Dreamsa, is going to be Uzi here with that frenzy, getting not one but two kills, taking out both Elu and Muffin Loop. I mean, sorry, Meow 16k there. It was really sad for Meow 16k because you know she knew the position, she knew the player. Had only had a frenzy, but she ran out of bullets and did get double headshotted by Uzi's dangerous frenzy here, and that's gonna get 3 ultimates online for both these sides. It's gonna bring Uzi's Brimstone's orbital strike active as well. So if she hears anybody planting the spike, they will have to be very careful because it might make things very rough
Smoke's
for them.
down.
She will hear that shadow step coming in from Shreya, and that's gonna trigger one of her smokes coming down on shot. But meanwhile, look at the push coming in towards long here, and it's gonna be 3 players waiting for them. Aper will go down, and Meow 16k gets 2 headshots. PT though is gonna be ready for it and knows there's one more, but Muffin Loop will be the better player, will get the headshot, and that is going to be a 2v4 right now. The B side open. That stack did not work out very well as Meow 16k gets 2 crisp headshots onto both Baby Aper and Capricious.
And not only that, again, they are doing very comfortably well on side B, and I don't know what forces them to go towards side A because they have never lost a round when they are pushing towards side B. Maybe on the retake, maybe on the rotation, and Muffin self flashing. And this is what happens when you switch the roles, and this time the flash goes right on time. Few smokes from the spawn, and 2 ultimates are ready, but I don't think anybody will be willingly using it anyhow. They are going to save it for the future round. They've already realized it is a 2v4 battle, and this battle is long lost gone into the favor of Team Asteria. The spike is planted and is also ticking. Dreamsa is still trying to go ahead and get some frag into her name. Let's see. Dreamsa is going to get an opportunity. No, will be totally denied with this no standing chance of opportunity.
Yep, it's gonna be just Uzi left all alone with everybody else in her team dead, sitting inside U-Haul trying to stay alive, and her position isn't known as the side of Asteria is on the hunt. But I think she will manage to hold on to that weapon, does not peek, does not make any mistakes, and it is going to be Uzi saving her ultimate as well as her weapon for the next round. Looking at it though, even though the side of Elstrix might have to play Nico here, they will have that hero rifle as well as the ultimate coming in from the chamber here. Dreamsa does have that tour of force operational, and she might be able to capitalize on it and try and get a couple of kills. So, you know, we've seen her hit some insane shots before. We'll probably see it again. Meanwhile, the Capricious on a resounding score of 26 and 26 kills is trying to do a fantastic job keeping her team alive here on that jet. You know, even if the firepower is not as good as Asteria's for the side of Team Elstrix, they do have multiple ultimates and a lot of utility to work with. So never say never. The only round they've won so far in the attack half in the defense half has been them, winning a thrifty. So maybe they should just try and play until they get this game over with.
Let's see how is the game going to be. The drones are deployed on both the ends, but Hunter's Fury will be activated, and I'm afraid if it is going to get delivering any damages or no. A little bit of damage is done, but not worth it to use out the Hunter's Fury. But they have to make sure they defend the side at all costs and deny the planting. And with that same decision making, they need to make sure they keep control over side. Look at side B. Once again, it is going to be one player on side B, and the players are starting to push through the hookah. Asteria. Already 2 players there. One is almost reached, and it is going to be Britzy to reach there first. Capricious will also managed to reach there, and finally we get to see from the shadows here, and also we get to see
30
one
seconds left.
more ultimate by Meow 16 taking down baby APR, brings down the force is also activated toward the force. Muffin Loop is taken down. It is a 4v4 battle, a tough battle. Luwu getting a side control. Let's see if there's going to be any room of opportunity to plant the spike. Elbow has the player. It is going to be Dreams with the tour. They both going insane, getting 3 frags. The Princess finally coming back into the action with 2 frags, and the round going to the favor of team LP, and this is going to be the match point round.
Oh my god. I called it before, I'm gonna call it again. It's the competition between Capricious and Dreams for MVP, because between them, they will be getting all 5 players of Asteria, bringing them to match point. And Asteria, they are under the pressure, under massive pressure right now. They have to win 5 rounds in a row to take this to OT, or else they are going to the second map at the disadvantage here. And I have to talk about Dreams here. Is not scared of that angle. She is holding that total force without relenting, and will be getting 3 kills to show for it. Some fantastic gameplay coming in for her. And Asteria, they are trying to do better. Muffin Loop managing to get that orb, to have her ultimate online. The null command will be available for the side of Asteria right now, and they might be able to win a couple of rounds off of it, because they have Britzy's Fury, Hunter's Fury, they have Muffin Loop's null command, and they also have guns still available, even though they lost the last round, because they won quite a bit before that. So it definitely does still look doable for the side of Asteria here. It's just gonna take a lot of effort and a lot of perseverance. Baby Aper as well, trying to take a duel with Muffin Loop, but realizing that she should just wait and not risk it, try and stay alive while the rest of her team is supporting her. That smoke from Uzi making things a bit easier for her. But it looks like Asteria, they are ready to commit towards this A side. Multiple players waiting to just run in. I think they're waiting for Britzy's recon bolt to recharge before they head in, or before they go for a rotate.
When are they going for the rotate? I like how Britzy is going with on the showers, wasting out all the utilities of Team Streak. Little do they are left with on the side when the actual planting point starts. So a good
30 seconds
action, but once again it is going to be Meow 16 will take down Dreams at the last man. Almost for every single time the last man standing. So who will take down the pieces as well, or between strike coming to the action with no finishers here. And finally the delay is here. Without a doubt, Britzy on the course is going to make sure to plant the spike as early as possible. With that, Showstopper getting ready, and on the course, Eluwu will take down baby APR. Eluwu on is also finisher. Uzi taken down through the hook line.
Oh my god, Uzi's look. I think Eluwu knew it as well, because she does put a chamber trap there, and once Uzi broke it, it was just easy to her to expect and hit that perfect headshot. It is going to be Asteria taking that round, and it seems like there is enough money for the side of L6 to go in for another full buy. And honestly, I'm more scared of Dreams on a total force or on that judge than anything else. I think that this might be the round where Asteria might be heading into a loss, but never say never. Meow 16k as well as Eluwu seem determined to not let that happen, and the economy is looking really healthy for Asteria here as well. So as long as they can keep taking these rounds, the chance of an OT is very much possible. Either way though, it does seem like it's going to be attempted and execute, and again Baby Aper will be aimed by the side of Asteria here as Muffin Loop gets that headshot. Britzy as well spotting the second player, committing the Hunter's Fury, trying to get a kill, but it won't matter because Muffin Loop will nevertheless take her down. 2 players already down for the side of L3 here, and Uzi watching the smoke, seeing if Eluwu is going to be pushing through. It's not going to be the case, and it is going to be an execute onto the B side. Dreams will be taken down by Shreya, and that's the B side completely open here.
Dreams are taken down is equal to the round going into the favor of Team Asteria. This has been the case of history every single time. Dreams needs to survive until the final. Yeah, we don't spot on the top, but surviving until the end is going to be a difficult part. And over here, Meow 16 versus Capricious. Capricious doesn't know that Meow is there, and does know about Meow's positioning, and what a whip! Missing the shot, and the Phantom Spray did not connect. Capricious is going to survive for a while. Shreya will go ahead with the finisher moves, and it is going to be the last man standing. 1v3. How long will it work is going to be the question. Uzi, what can be done here with what can be done by here even the move?
Oh my god, that was the duality of Capricious here. We saw hit some really insane flicks. We also saw that unfortunate display. I think she got so excited by seeing that free kill that she had a little bit of a whiff moment there, but nevertheless, it's gonna be Asteria taking the round. Uzi Buti seeing if she can get any exits, but I don't think she'll spot anybody. We'll just try to take the TP and save a weapon or fall back to long here, and it might be her take Shreya who takes it down, in fact, and Shreya with the third K, bringing Asteria to a score of 9-12. Things looking a little scary here for L6 because that was their full buy round. They are going to be pushed into an eco right now. Looking at the economy, it doesn't look very healthy. Meanwhile, on the side of Asteria, there are at least two players who are close to capping here, even after buying all of their stuff. So I think that the side of it's not wrong that they want to play aggressive L streaks, but they should try and play it in a way such that they manage to be able to trade each other. Because right now it's just Baby Aper going down. If there was a statistic for first death, I think that she would be topping the list here. But either way, I think Capricious will be trying to get her hands on that Blade Storm here to be able to do a lot of damage and see where it goes. As 3 players go in towards that shower to help her, 4 players go in towards the shower to help her get that orb.
They are going for the orb. Will anyone be getting the ultimate stats ready though? And now it comes the rotation side B totally under control without a doubt. Look at it, how flawlessly they get the side control. There was nobody to keep them waiting for a while. But ultimately it is a 5v5 retake, and no loss of any players visible to maybe an opportunity to go ahead, play on retake. Spike planted by Eluvu right on time. Dreams are surviving. So are the dreams and so are the hopes, because we have spotted Dreams are surviving. But to range towards winning the round gets a little closer comparatively. Britzy going ahead with the recon bolt, which will be destroyed, so no information was procured, at least not yet. Britzy going with some more shock darts, denying the side entry. 0.4 to use now. It's not the bot is able to get 2 track, followed by Ilovi taking down Baby Apper. Uzi Buzi once again entering through the hookah, getting one frag. Britzy versus Uzi Buzi, one tap versus Vandal, and it is going to be Vandal taking down Uzi Buzi. It is headshot. And last man standing, it is going to be Capricious. 1v3 the situation. Capricious doesn't want anything to play, can attempt to get a frag, but indeed gets fragged by Muffin Loop, and it is 10-12. Both of them into the double-digit club. One step away towards the victory for Team L-Streaks, but still 3 steps to be taken by Team Asteria.
Not even 3. If they win 2 more rounds, it's going to be overtime, and that's going to be a huge confidence breaker for the side of the L3s here, because you're at 10-2 and now it's 12-10. Asteria almost making a complete comeback here, so close to taking it to overtime, and it looks like what Capricious or Dreams are doing is not quite enough, because looking at the side of Asteria's players, all of them are on almost the same frags, but the same cannot be said for the side of Team L3s. I think we've been seeing this pattern throughout. It has been 2 players trying to use utility to support them, and if they can do it, all's well and good, because Dreams and Capricious will be fragging out enough to make sure that it counts. But in this, it might not be enough this game. Uzi Buzi, for example, she's had that Brimstone ult for the last, I don't know, 10 rounds. I'm not even joking here. She got it like towards the 3rd round here and hasn't been using it. It's gonna be Baby Aper who gets spotted early, and the molly will come through as well from Uzi Buzi, revealing the position of her. So she's gonna be watching on top. I think she might expect Eluvu that. And meanwhile, though, it seems to be the same strategy from Asteria as they make their way towards the B side with that spike. This time, though, the rotation hasn't completely come through. There are still going to be 2 players on that B side, and Capricious might make all the difference here. Look at the position. There's no way for them to clear her either. And if she manages to take down the spike, if she manages to get that frag, that might be game over for Asteria here. They're trying to sell the fake really hard, but Capricious is not buying it. Muffin Loop getting the kill as well. And nevertheless, it does seem like it's going to be a B execute here. Capricious will hear some noise, and she is going to be trying to hold on.
Trying to hold on to, and Malcolm is right on time.
30
Dreams
seconds
are
left.
once again spotted on a very good off-angle strategy. Shreu always having a good stand on the hookah. It is 2 versus 1. Dreams are surviving. Dreams are still there, but HP is missing. If I'm not mistaken, it is barely 5 to 6 HP left for. It is 10 HP for Eluvu, and from there, will they be able to go ahead? Dreams are in full HP, so technically we can call it a 1v2 affair, and technical stuffs won't work until the utility is there. And Shreya going ahead with the smoke spotted, was not able to confirm the frag there, and Shreya is trying to go ahead, play the time, and that is exactly what you have to do. And going ahead, using from the shadows, going for the half-life, little to the no. Eluvu is literally waiting for the final frag, and this is going to be 11-12, a step closer to overtime.
My God, that was a heart attack coming in from the side of. That was a big heart attack, in fact, coming in from the side of Team Asteria there. As Capricious, he managed to get a frag, and Meow 16K went down. But nevertheless, it wasn't enough. The patience wasn't enough there, as the Sova Recon will tag her and take her down. Look at Capricious, 27-16. But it's gonna be a broken bye yet again for the side of. Asterix here, there is going to be the judge on Baby Aper as well as the Blade Storm available for Capricious. We saw a pop off with that before, but it might not be enough because right now Assyria has the momentum. They won like 4 or 5 rounds in a row, and they are looking to take this to overtime and finish this. And this is the thing, because this is supposed to be Elstrike's pick, and this was a map where they were pretty confident on. But Assyria, they still want to go for that B side. They're not even changing their mind here as they opt to go in for it. It's going to be Meow 16K will be tossing that nade towards this corner, and that's going to be the Sova barely surviving. I don't know how she survived that. Will be falling back here, and B side looks more and more vulnerable. Sure, there are still 2 players here, but it might not be good enough. Dreams are being pushed off the angle with a shock dart, trying to stay alive as well. All 5 players for both teams still alive, but which side will Asteria opt to go for?
Which side? Well, B is the comfort zone for Team Asteria. They are going to make sure they push there, and it is going to be a 5v5 affair. Mia waiting for the first frag. Capricious is ready with the Blade Storm. Let's see how many frags can she collect out of it. Look quite dominating for the first half, but now they have lost that domination. Almost an equalizer. Indeed, this round is the equalizer towards an overtime. Talking about the flash, well, it is not going to get affected, and there's a change of mind. Heading towards side A,
30
little do
seconds
they
left.
know, 3 players are still waiting for them. Britzy has already made a move, and the slow trap is also destroyed. And here we go for the orbital strike. Jackoo! While Baby APR takes down Britzy, orbital strike takes down no one. Eluvo on the course will take down Baby APR, reducing it to a 4v4 affair. And side control, so is the side
10
will
seconds
salvage. Should have been planted by now, but it isn't now.
enemy remaining.
And a good positioning by Meow. An unpredictable one, reducing it to 1v2, and it is a 40, 12-12.
Wow, what a comeback coming in from Assyria.
Overtime.
10 to 10, 12, and the momentum is definitely in their favor. The team to win the first defense round will probably be taking this home. And finally, Elstrike's calling that timeout, which they needed a really long time ago, because they are not having a good time here. That should have been it is their map. It should have been an easy win for them, but it is them letting it go to overtime, unable to finish up, unable to close it down. This is the worst part, because Assyria, I think, out of the 10 rounds which they won on attack here, I think 9 of them or 8 of them were at B, if you like leave the pistols away. And it's really unfortunate that they weren't able to lead it. That leads that Assyria is faking A and then rotating towards B. And every round it was Baby Aper who was giving like the kills away towards the shower, making things very, very rough for them. Either way though, it is going to be the 1v2 coming in from the side of Elstrikes, which could not close out the map for them, and we are in an OT right now. Tanya, who do you think is going to take this home? Because right now I have no idea.
Well, for a second, for the first half, the dominant play coming in from Elstreak, definitely I did mention twice or once for sure at least that the map pick by Elstreak is always amazing. They always prove themselves correct. They always prove the victory. They still do stand a chance to prove themselves by the selection and going ahead on the attacker's side first. And once again, they are going to go for the overtime on the attacker's side. Let's see how are they going to commit towards side A or B. But these 2 consecutive victories are going to matter a lot, because next map is going to be Haven, and we very well know that the map of Haven is not meant for Elstreak's play and performance. So Bind has to be won by hook or by crook for Team Elstreak. Otherwise, map of Heaven is going to be a game changer, sure.
It is going to be really rough, because Elstrix did not look very good on Haven at all. And finally, some aggression coming in from the side of Asteria here again towards that long area. 3 players waiting towards it. Capricious though is going to be just playing in the smoke, because they expect Muffin Lip to be pushing this quite often, but it's not going to be the case here. Now 16K badly getting away with their life. Both of these rays throwing down some grenades here and making things rough for each other, pushing the players off the angle. Shock darts as well, trying to clear up close, but nobody is playing there. Shreya, she does TP there sometimes, but is opting not to do that this time. Little bit of spray coming through as well, smokes keeping them off the angle, and it's going to be Asteria still having 2 players or 3 players towards this B side here. Things do not look very nice for the side of Elstrix, because even though they haven't lost a player, they are losing out on time, and they have committed a lot of utility without getting much control in exchange. All five of them are going to be stacked up towards us long, and if anybody decides to push out, it's going to make things really rough for them. Muffin look throwing a little bit of utility through, but it's going to be Meow getting some kills, Muffin getting the trades, and this advantage right now for the side of Asteria, even if the Asteria thought Dreams are going to be neutralizing it.
30
3v3
seconds
right now, and the rotation should be coming in. Yep, that's a quick TP, but Luku's at the showers. Elubu ready to try and get these frags here, ready to TP away after getting one, getting
enemy
two in
remaining.
fact, and it's
Spike
all down to
down
Uzi
A.
Boozy in the 1v.
At ease, soldier.
Woozy woozy. The situation is 1v2, but the spike
10
control is all
seconds
long
left.
gone. It is within the shower, and it is going to be Elu getting a triple and the victory. And we very well know how does Team S3 plays on
sides.
the defender's side.
Match
So
point.
now I can hazily predict that the map is going into the favor of Team Asteria, because Asteria has played wonderfully well, reducing the buffer from 10-2 to 12-12, going for an overtime is indicative that they are way more comfortable playing on the attacker's side, and now they already have a lead, have got to win one more round flawlessly, and they own the map of Bind here, the map that was chosen by Team L Streak. If they are able to dominate that, I think the day is already done and dusted for them.
I mean, the one round which they did manage to, I think, hold on to on the side of defense here. I'm sorry, the two rounds which they were both rookies. But Uzi Boozy, the aggression paying off as she will get the kill. But the trade is there from Bitsy as she takes down Dreamza. And that's going to be a key kill, because it's been Dreamza and Capricious holding this team together. Getting one of those players down is going to be a huge advantage for Asteria. It all falls onto Capricious' shoulders here, with the help of the rest of our team's utility, because otherwise things are going to be really rough. Meanwhile, not one, but two players playing towards this hookah angle. I don't know if they will expect them here, as Meow 16k tries to get the raise ultimate online as well with the help of that orb towards Belong. It will make a little bit of noise as well, which will alert the players towards hookah that there is something happening here, and it does seem to be a B execute as they make their way towards the B side. The spike will be picked up. 48 seconds left on the clock, and Asteria, they look closer and closer to making this happen. It's going to come down to the two players in hookah to try and hold on here, and it hasn't been cleared, so Assyria will have to be alert, watching for this.
They need to make sure they remain alert throughout.
30
Both the
seconds
trades have been
left.
taken, reducing it to a 4v4. Smoke right on time. BT holding the hookah positioning, but no
Scanning
vision
ahead.
whatsoever. Going for the recon, and recon wasted out. And missing this recon is going to
Spike
cost him a lot
planted.
on the course. Meow 16 is going to take down Uzi Boozy. Dreamza is long gone, so it is now 3v5. Let's see how is baby APR going to go ahead. Britzy holding the angle already, and we have seen Britzy getting some frags, but this time Capricious is going to deny that. They are realizing that it is a double peak, so there's no point taking up the risk whatsoever. And now taking all the advantage
remaining.
possible, going for the triple here, and the
Last player
stopper
standing.
is activated. 1 versus 1. And Luwu here is trying to go ahead and
Oh,
get the
no.
final tap.
Attackers
And
win.
it is Asteria winning the map of Vine. Congratulations, girl. This is one of the comeback stories that must be noted into the history of WD Black Cup Season 3.
I have no words for that comeback, because it went from 10-2 to 12-14. And I don't know whether to commend Asteria for their skill at making a comeback or worry about the side of Elstrix for losing that. But nevertheless, that's going to be a GG. Extremely well played by Asteria. You know, Meow 16k and the rest of our girls not giving up, especially Muffin lived towards that shower every round, managing to pick off at least one player. And of course, Ilivu, their clutch player, the person who always stays alive and holds the fort together. Whether she's on 150 HP or whether she's on 10 HP, it doesn't matter, because she will be making sure that Asteria take it home. And that's gonna be, I think that was the most exciting match we watched. I think I got my wish of having an OT. You know, we did manage to see some fantastic individual plays coming in. And man, I feel really, really bad for the side of Elstrix here, because they were so close to taking it home. 10-2 to 12-14 is just sad. That's the only word I have for it. It's really sad and heartbreaking for them. But Asteria, after that perfect gameplay we saw, they really do deserve it.
They do deserve it. On the attacker's side, the way they were going, and particularly for the player Muffin Loop as the initiator as well, we did spot. She was able to procure the double frags every single time whenever the push came in through the long. And I think that was enough to reduce the numbers. And after they realized that they are having the lead in the members, they are having the lead in the team, they can go ahead, play as and when required, and they were able to win it. For a second, I did lose a hope till Team L streak was on the attacker's side. I lost all the hopes for Team Asteria, and I'll be very honest here. I thought it is going to be a clean sweep, and we are going to see two consecutive round victory towards the side of L Streak, and it is going to be bind map going into the favor of L Streak. But Asteria had plans, and I think those plans worked. And it was a single duelist plan setup, and I think that is enough for them to play on the attacker's side.
I mean, Muffin Loop is basically a duelist, let's face it. She was getting so many
Yeah.
first splits for the rest of her team, especially like I mentioned, towards that A side shower. She just didn't care. And I really have to question some of the plays which were made by the side of L Shakes, because it's good to be aggressive. It's good to be aggressive and try and get a pick. But if you're not going to be doing it in a way where you can get a trade, it's going to make things really, really rough for your team. But, before we head into the next match, which is going to be Haven, let's take a look at the really good plays coming in from both of these teams on this game with the highlights.
One enemy remaining.
Let's relive the moment and also recheck the history. And the history is about the comeback of Asteria,
It's gonna
about how
be
everything was working just fine. 10 for 10 2. From then, the history changed, the play changed, the positioning changed, and the side changed, and so were the scores, reducing the buffer as with every single passing round, with every single passing time. No chances were standing, and every single time Uzi Boozy moving in through hookah was taken down flawlessly. Everything every time by the single player, but this play by Uzi Boozy, double frenzy kill, and the final clutch by the Phantoms. They're coming in from the attackers and winning a round for the team on the defender's side. So that was a good round, and I think they barely won two rounds to their favor on the defender's side. LSP.
Yeah, they did do that, and one of them was a thrifty as though Asteria could have played better. But nevertheless, I don't know, man. It just seemed like an aim diff, especially when Asteria was on attack, because Meow 16K as well as Muffin Loop were just hitting so many clean shots here and making things almost impossible for the side of Asteria. I'm sorry, for the side of Elstrix. The one more thing to notice was the fact that Elstrix had two players who just kept going down immediately in the beginning of the round, especially their race, and it made things pretty much impossible for the rest of the team because you can play a 4v5, but when you're trying to retake, when you're on a timer, there's not going to be equal trades coming when you're at that kind of a disadvantage. You can deal with it one or twice, but if it's going to be the consistent case, it's just not ideal, and that is exactly what seems to be happening here. You can see the comeback from Asteria. You can see how they managed to dominate. Honestly, there were some rounds that were kind of close, but overall there were multiple flawless rounds coming in when they were on attack, and they really deserve this win after the kind of mental they had to come back from the situation they were in.
The situation was fair enough, and Ilovu going with the 10 HP clutch, holding into the hookah till hearing the spike diffusal ring into the ears and winning it out. Muffin Loop holding the positioning of Rimza did not work for her. Muffin Loop works better as a duelist, but played a very good role as an initiator as well, holding good angles, getting early frags, getting first frags, and this overtime situation where two frags are already taken, and Meow 16 trying to pick the advantage and had a showstopper ready into her favor, but then Eluvu gets the final dub and the victory into the name of Estate. A good play, and to be honest, if you have a look at the MVP, Meow 16 with 27 frags coming in, and on the other hand, look at Capricious with 29 frags, and KD ratio is indeed same, 1.68 for both the MVPs.
Yep, it is going to be the thing you have to notice for the side of Asteria, apart from Meow 16K's insane 318 APS. Everybody else is around the same number. You have Elubu who's at 227, and you have Ritzy who's at 181. Everybody on Asteria pulled their weight here, and that is what indeed pushed them to a win because as a team, they were more consistent and better. On the opposite side, sure, you have insane numbers being put up by Dreamza and Capricious 297, 250. Uzi Boozy and PT as well doing a decent job here with 191 and 169. But Baby Aper, sub 100. Especially on a race, it's not very pretty to see. And I know, maybe she's not having a good day. Maybe it's a ping disadvantage, but at least play in a way where your team can trade you and where, you can have impact using a util and stuff. Because we saw multiple missed results coming in from her. We saw a lot of nades just being thrown for the sake of throwing nades, it felt like. And I think the best way to describe this game, apart from a beautiful comeback from Asteria, is just a team diff and, of course, a resounding race diff.
Yeah, we can call it that way as well. But a good performance from all the players, particularly talking about player Capricious, proved herself that she can go ahead play a duelist as well. A very close match spotted on the map of mine. A good pick, a good lead, but ultimately the lead was lost, and maybe the ping issues or whatever, as you mentioned it, Zach. But utilizing the players for trade would have worked a little bit, but not enough to stop the power of Team Asteria. The way they were moving ahead, the way they were aggressive enough to get the first frag immediately, and even after going patient, taking the longest rotations possible, we have spotted them planting the spike under 10 seconds, sometimes under 15 seconds, sometimes. So there was a mix of play, of patience, and going with the choice of getting a pick first and then going for the plant.
I mean, Assyria did do that to perfection. They always tried to get a pick and then rotate and then go on to the B side, and it just wasn't being read by the side of Team Hellstreaks here. I think, like I mentioned, it was the B side which was the most vulnerable, and every round they did the same stuff. They'd go to a shower, Muffin Loop and Britzy. Miss Britzy would throw a recon, Muffin Loop would like go a little bit. She might use a knife towards the back of A side, and inevitably, 99% of the time, they got a pick, which was the race, and they'd fall back. Then Velvu would be making some more noise towards short here, or somebody else would be making some noise towards short. In the meantime, two players would have gotten B long control, and they didn't even care about hookah. That's the best part. They knew that there was a chance that somebody might be playing a judge, and Shreya's just like, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to smoke off CT as well as hookah, and take the B side. And they did that consistently so many times. Either way, though, that is going to be Asteria walking away with the first map after a fantastic comeback from them. It's going to be them moving out to Haven, and I have to say, things do not look very good for L-Streaks right now because they couldn't win on their map pick. And we already saw them suffer quite a bit on Haven against Orangutan. So I don't even know if we're going to be seeing an Ascent today, Tanya.
Definitely the way they played against Orangutan, especially Casper, if I'm not mistaken, it was the map of Heaven where she crossed the massive 450 average combat score, which is a history in itself. I have never spotted a player going ahead playing in that pattern. So they were literally busted every single round on the attackers as well as defenders side. Let's hope that today they are going to plan something else. They are going to switch the roles, and again, they are going to make sure the agent selection goes wisely, even when right now Capricious was able to play very nicely in the map of mine as a jet, but Heaven and jet combo is not working. So they need to work out a little to give a better battle against Asteria. It's okay even if they are not winning it, but losing it to a score of 212 or 113 is a little demotivating. So let's hope they are able to go ahead and select good agent selection.
I mean, definitely we did see, but I don't know, maybe Capricious, she just wasn't having a good day on the jet yesterday because today she definitely managed to create a huge impact on Bind. And if they are going to be going in for the same kind of Asian comp, if she is able to, create that kind of an impact, it'll be nice. Capricious, I think that she should stick to playing either chamber or a controller because both of these roles she looks super comfortable. She didn't look nearly as comfortable on the map of Haven yesterday. So if they can figure out their comfort picks and try and out aim Assyria and get those trades pivotally going into the next map, it might make things better for them. Yeah, of course, you can never say never. People have taken opposite map picks before, and we have seen very insane deciders coming in. But I don't know, man. I'm skeptical. Like in my heart, I want to see a best of three. I want to see Ascent. I want to see a match like yesterday. But my head tells me, especially after yesterday's very lackluster performance, two players might not be enough to propel the rest of the team to victory.
Yeah, and the Heaven map is way too long with the by holding a responsibility on only two players, it is not possible to control an entire site A, B, and C. So let's hope they are going for a double controller setup or maybe double sentinel setup. So ultimately, it is going to be the utilities that put a control over the site. But looking at the form on the attacker side of Asteria, I'm afraid if any of the utilities can stop these girls the way they are aggressing on the side, and it is going to be Britzy who just pushes in, gets some early frags for herself and the recon bolt, getting enough information, and then comes the work for Meow, where she just pushes in blindly. We have spotted through the smoke she has been walking, getting frags, even compromising herself, sacrificing herself, trading herself, but all mattered was getting as and when frags required and reducing the opponent players and winning the rounds. I think this is the sort of aggression that leads you to the victory from nowhere to everywhere, 10 to 14 12. So it was amazing.
It definitely was, and I think at once it got into overtime, I think the side of Elstrix just couldn't maintain the mental to take it forward, and they did end up losing. But it's okay. We do have Haven coming up, and let's talk about the Asian picks for this map. So, from the Asteria, I think that we might be seeing some surprises, but I think it's gonna be pretty unlikely because we've seen Meow 16K going for the chamber, and I'll tell you this: Meow 16K on a raise is super scary, but Meow 16K on a chamber is even scarier because she just doesn't care. She plays so aggressively and she hits such good shots. And with the chamber, you expect to see a lot of a sheriff or the tour de force action, but she just uses a rifle and she just TPs away. It's like get a kill TP, get a kill TP, and I don't know if the side of H6 is ready for it. Meanwhile, though, Shreya, I don't think she's gonna be switching in from the Omen. I think she's been playing Omen throughout this entire tournament, and except for I think one game where she played Viper, but she has been doing a really really consistent job, and kudos to her. Good for her team. She's putting all the smokes that they need at the right time at the right place, and it's working out well for them. Pritzi as well, I don't think she is going to be switching from that Sova because Sova is very good on on the map of Haven, and I don't think she needs to be swapping that out. What I am looking forward to is seeing Muffin Loop back on her jet.
Is Muffin Loop going to go ahead as a jet? Yes, shall be my personal answer, my personal opinion. And coming back towards Chamber as Meow, I call it a living nightmare. The way Meow goes ahead and picks up Chamber, it is a nightmare for the opponent team. And just in case, imagine starting on the defender side and going ahead with the traps, with the early frags, it is going to work wonders for the team Asteria for sure. So I think for now, it is going to be a 2-0 streak maintained. Yesterday as well, if I'm not mistaken, it was Team Asteria winning towards the upper bracket finals qualifiers to beat the score of 2-0, and they are going to make a chain out of it. They're going to continue with the same. And having said that, L streak, maybe yesterday was not their day. Today they are going to outshine, they are going to perform because the pressure points are triggered. If it is not now, then it is never. So they are going to make sure that Heaven's map against Orangutan sure did not work, but somehow there still stands a probability where they are going to change some functionality in the team and win this map of Haven to lead towards Ascent, where to lead towards the map of Ascent, where already Team Asteria has won against one of the teams with 13-0 score. So either way, Team Asteria has got a they have little outweighed the opponents in terms of map selection.
They've definitely managed to do that, and the odds seem overwhelmingly in Asteria's favor here, as we are going to be heading into Haven pretty soon. And I don't know because the way Elstrix played Haven, they just constantly kept getting juked and confused, and they kept getting baited. That's the word for it, actually. The fact that there would be some noise coming in from OG on one side, and they think it was a fake. They'll still have players waiting on the other side, but it doesn't matter because it's just going to be a rush going into the site. And especially yesterday, you see again, like you mentioned, Casper, with that insane ACS of more than a 400, as well as the rest of the team, they did so much. They had like just players getting kills left and right. I don't think anybody was underperforming, and it was just a feeding fest for the side of OG. I wonder if we're going to be something similar. We're going to be seeing something similar here because Asteria as well, they're known for if they manage to pick up momentum and get really aggressive, both Meow 16K and Muffin Loop are almost impossible to shut down. In fact, I'm kind of hoping that they are going to be going for a double duelist agent lineup here, especially if they are going to be starting off an attack on Haven. Because if we have Muffin Loop on that jet and Meow 16K on a raise instead of the chamber, they are going to be unstoppable. But I can keep going for these hopes, but we are going to be heading into agents. Let's see if I'm right and what is going to be the lineup coming in for both of these teams. For the side of L Streaks, it's gonna be Uzi Boozy who has switched to the Omen. We saw her on Breach, and she's like, today I'm gonna be playing Omen. It's gonna be Baby Epic going in for the Breach. An interesting pick because I think so far we've seen her play a wide variety of roles, and this is gonna be her taking the Breach role right now. We saw Uzi Boozy doing a good job, so let's hope that Baby Epic can keep it up. Teams are heading in for that chamber. Capricious on that jet, and PT going in for her usual Sova. So not many changes coming in here. I think it's just Uzi Boozy and Baby Aper who are swapping roles. Dreamza is going in for the chamber, though. This is very important because we saw her have an insane impact with chamber. So, if her and Capricious can continue doing the job they're doing, they might have a chance here.
they might have a chance here. And talking about the lineups of agent selection here, it is going to be nothing but double initiator setup on both the sides. And Meow 16 as a Sky. Let's see how is she going to turn it into a nightmare for the opponents, because I was expecting that Meow 16 will go ahead, pick up a chamber. But talking about chamber, Elu was the player who went for collateral to a force functionality with a triple sometimes. So I think it is going to be a very good pick for Elu in person. But why not raise? Muffin Loop has done enough with the KO plays and everything. Now she wants to go ahead and want all of us to watch this with the Blade Storm, and she continues being the duelist for the team. And Capricious again continuing with the jet play. Did not work yesterday, but it doesn't mean that it is not going to work today as well. We can expect some surprises coming in and some shockers as well from either of the sides. So talking about the lineup, I think the initiators are same, the sentinels are same, but except for PT versus Meow. This is going to be a little bit of change where PT will have an entire site intel and Meow will have a flash intel. With that, she will be able to just get an information about, yeah, there is some opponent here. So I would say PT might outplay Meow in terms of initiator agent.
I mean, it is going to come down to information. I mean, if you look at how initiators are classified, right? You have Soa, who is just pure information. You can play Sky a little bit more aggressively with the double flash peaks coming in. You can pop them whenever you need to peek an angle. And of course, you do have the Trailblazer for some info. But it's a mix of both. And of course, Breach is just pure, it's just a pure flash aggressive agent. You know, it enables your duelists and the rest of your team to make plays. So I'm pretty excited to see this match because I don't think I've seen Britzy play anything apart from a Sova on this map. So the fact that she has gone in for the breach and the fact that they've gone in for both of these kind of aggressive initiators towards attacking is a sign that they've done their research. It's gonna be Meow 16K using the Trailblazer towards shot here, trying to see if she can get a pick or two, but Capricious, she's gotta be holding this angle, and I don't know if the side of Asteria will expect it here. Meanwhile, it's going to be Shreya towards the seat side, seeing if anyone's going to be pushing really aggressively, but it's just going to be a little bit of jump peaks coming in and not much rotations either. So PT, she is going to be holding this crossfire, and Capricious will start things off, getting that first kill for her team. They're trying to go towards mid. Eluvu watching the angle, but Shreemza, she's not taking the bait. She's just going to be waiting here to see if she can get a kill or not.
Got a first trick on the defender's side, and the players are in the mix. Both sides do definitely look a little extra. Look at the flash work wonders. Guiding light flashing down Baby Aper and taking down as well. And the chamber teleports are also wasted out, blasted out. And Meow will be able to get the site entry very flawlessly, though low in HP. Having a healer is going to matter a lot. We have spotted it several times. And Lisa once again spotted with a very cheap angle. And with only one player standing, who will also be put to shut down by Capricious. And the first round going into the favor of Team Elfstreak as a defender. Well, now I don't have any words to say about how they are going to perform, how not. We are going to go play by play, and let's hope we are going to get many surprises and play sets.
I mean, definitely, the more rounds, the better they get in their favor because attacking is a little bit easier. They want to have as many as possible on defense so that attacking they can go ahead confidently. Looking at the buy coming in, Asteria did get the plan, so they can go in for a force if they want to, but you're just gonna be seeing like two sheriffs and some light armor on Muffin Loop here. Everybody else is gonna be sticking with the classic. In the meantime, everybody else on the opposite side is gonna be upgrading to a Spectre, except for Uzi Boozy, who does have that full armor and a ghost here. The impact can be still made. It is gonna be a very fast C-rush right now. The smoke will come down and they are going to be trying to push through it. The concussion is ready from the side of Baby Aper, but I don't know she is going to be trying to use it because I don't think she is. The flash and the concuss will be coming in from the side of 16K, but it shouldn't matter as a headshot will be getting two headshots, in fact, will be given from 16K to both the players on the side. And Baby Aper, that late concussion is going to make your team possibly pay for this round as they head back here. Two Spectres have been picked up as well, and that's going to make things really rough. Capricious on the flank. The first person she'll have to fight is Muffin Loop, and will barely do a lot of damage but will not get that kill. PT is that enough for her though, and it is going to be a 3v2 right now, even as Asteria does have the spike down all the players towards the backside.
Blocking sight.
all the players towards the spawn side. Let's see how it is going to function well. Capricious already getting a side control. Going
Player
sticking to the
standing.
defuse. Will be able
One
to
enemy
trade the
remaining.
players. And now it is going to be a fault line that is used right on time. Britzy versus PT. Low on HP to the classic versus the Spectre. And it is that first ace for the Luna. And I'm glad to see PT has a go up. But will it go for the defusal?
Ace.
Yes, it's the answer. Beautiful
Who else
ace
do you
coming
have?
in from PT.
My god, PT showing us that look, you guys need to stop talking so much about Capricious and Dreams. I'm here as well, and she will be getting the ace to, win a round that looked almost impossible for a team that. And yeah, that is going to be PT with the ace. Not much else that to say. Beautiful raids coming in. Capricious doing a lot of damage, missing a couple of shots, but PT was there to clean up all her kills and winning the round finally. But it is going to be 4 weapons dropped. Those Spectres gone for the side of L-Streaks, and they are going to be forced to play on pistols here, except for PT, who does have that Spectre from the last round. And Asteria, in the meantime, they do have their full buy as well. So it looks like it's going to be a rough thing happening. They are going to be going towards that A side. 3 players towards the A side, 2 towards the C, and the rotations are coming in towards Garage here very, very quickly. It's going to be a free site if Baby Aper is not careful for the side of Asteria, as again the aggression towards the C side is very, very high.
The C side is not empty though. They do have one player there. Spike is still in the mid. The spike commitment is not spotted whatsoever, but side commitment is definitely spotted. Flash once again working and trying to go ahead and pause the play of Team L Streak. So I would say that Meow as a Sky is also doing fair enough work to go ahead, get the side control, get the spike planted, and then Dreams are once again trying to hold the position. But before that, the aim taker will be taken down by Britzy, and Dreams are once again with that off angle positioning gets Britzy down. Muffin Loop has also got the side control, and now the spike on the hands of Meow will be immediately planted, and a play from Capricious will come through the haven, and there are 2 more players coming through the spawn, and right on time. Seekers are also doing exactly locate where the opponents are. The push coming in from the attacker's side. Dreams are with the classic. What work can be done here?
Smoke has come down to Asteria is gonna pick off that flash and get 2 headshots on the good news and Capricious. 2v3 right now. Both plays the side of L-Streaks really
One
low
enemy
here.
remaining.
And Meowsinke will be able to top up the 1 player who is low. Just Baby Ape left right now. On the flank will get 1, but it's stuck in a 1v2. Does not have time, but every weapon she can take off the hands of Asteria players is going to be an advantage in the next round. And it's not gonna be enough though, as first round will finally be going to Asteria. They did lose 3 players, but the round is still in their favor, and I think they will have enough money to go in for a buy, even if 1 or 2 of the players has to go in for light armor here.
And talking about this particular replay, getting the first flag, reducing the numbers, did not do enough. Shreya having a good positioning, taking down 1 player on the CT, 1 player on the heaven. That was very quick flick. Though we have seen quicker flicks coming in from Shreya, but it was much needed one to avoid the defusal, because all 3 rounds they were able to plant the spike, but not able to retain the position, not able to survive as a player. Having said that, we are moving ahead with the next round for the day of the Garage push coming in, and the smoke as well. And the Garage push will take a little time. Trailblazer Ascent. No opponents have been spotted, but the intel is there. Baby Aper is waiting on the side, and with that information, what is to be done? And the slow trap is also destroyed. By the way, the players are spotted. Garage is definitely a place where they are intending to push and enter the side.
I mean, it is going to be the trades coming in. Uzi Woozy finally opening up her account with that kill. But she will be cleared out by Shreya. But oh my god, Dreams will hit the headshot, but Muffin Loop will somehow flick onto her head and take her down. Really, really low though, but it doesn't matter, because guess who they have? Asteria has the healer Sky, and it's gonna be Muffin Loop taken back to 100 HP. We saw this before from the side of L-Streaks, in fact, because they had Sky as well, or Uzi Woozy doing so much work. But it's not gonna be the same thing here. Baby Aper finally managing to do some damage as she likes to play it. But Muffin Loop getting the trade. The Hunters will be being committed as well and trying to do some damage. He will in fact catch Shreyovu, and that should be a lot of
30
damage
seconds
done
left.
here. Really, really low. Shreyovu with barely any
Spike
HP,
planted.
and the retake is on. First it's gonna be Capricious versus Muffin Loop. If that smoke goes, Muffin Loop is gonna be in the open, and it's gonna come down to whoever can hit the shot better. The timing is off, but Capricious is really unlucky, and she tries to isolate the fight. Will peek, will get the headshot, dashes into her own smoke. In fact, doesn't have another smoke, and it's gonna be a 1v1 right now. Capricious versus Eluvu knows the position, has the HP advantage, and it's gonna come down to just whether Eluvu can hit a shot better or not. And yep, she will hit the headshot onto Capricious, equalizing scores for Asteria.
This was not what exactly was supposed to happen, but it is what it is. Eluvu taking down Capricious with way much more HP compared to what Eluvu had. And over here, it is a fair square score, 2-2 on both the sides. And if at all, it is a comeback story rewritten on the map of Haven. Though there's long way to go to write a comeback story. They are all equalized right now, but we very well know once Asteria picks up the form, there's nothing that can stop them. There's nothing that can put a hold or a full stop to them. Spike in the mid and tour de force activated here. We can expect some frags coming in as well.
I mean, you would hope so. The Dodo Force is one of the really things you should expect. And yep, that is going to be her starting things off really, really low though. But nevertheless, it's going to be the kill coming down. Capricious is well ready with the Blaze Storm to see if she can get a kill or two. And it depends on how well the player playing on long can bait. It's going to be PT playing this really close angle who will be spotted here. But in the meantime, it's going to be, oh my god, the Blaze Storm. Could have gotten all four there, but there is a little bit of a whip coming in. Really unfortunate. And that's going to be the A side open, I think. You see teams are trying to get the rotation in, but it's not going to be enough for the spike. Will go down relatively easily from Muffin Loop here. A bit unfortunate for Capricious, does get one kill, but does not manage to reset in time to get the rest, and it's going to be the kill from Eluvu. 3v3 retake right now. The Tour de Force is still in play, but there are going to be two players on the flank, and Muffin Loop is ready for it. If she peeks at the right time, she's going to be able to get these kills, and luckily though, it's a double peek, and that's going to be a 2v2 right now as Eluvu takes on Giza. Both players from Asteria very healthy here. Should be able to make this work. The flashes coming through from Baby Aper doing their best to do damage, but despite the paranoia, it is going to be Eluvu left alone in a 1v2. Her position is known as well, so they can try to defuse the spike. Uzi Buzi will be able to hold it safe, and finally a round coming back to El Sheik's favor.
Thrifty.
And more to that, it was a thrifty round. So two players winning to weapons as well with the round, which is going to pay off the rewards a little later into the next rounds maybe. And right now, all Vandals are being spotted here with full shields. On the other side, now it is going to be Team Asteria going with some marshals coming in from 16 Brestolls taking to classic with a full armor. They are saving for the next round where they want to go ahead with all ARs, Phantoms, or Vandals of their choices. Muffin going ahead with the Ghost Frenzy for Britzy. Well, is it the revenge coming in against Uzi?
You want to play? Let's play.
Uzi did show a very good frenzy round into the previous map of mine, talking about Eluvu. Ready with Tour de Force, nobody spotted. Side C is totally barren except for one player holding a very corner, which is Baby APR. A sneakier entry approach is sure. Flash is going to ruin everything, and not for so long. There is one flag followed by second. Britzy will be able to take down Baby APR with the frenzy.
That is going to be Asteria losing two players and three impact to that crossfire. Baby Aper playing that trigger discipline perfectly well and getting a lot of kills. Finally seeming to show some signs of life from the last game here. Muffin Loop though, you cannot count it out because she does have that Blade Storm, and when somebody has aim like Muffin Loops with that kind of accuracy, you can never count it as over. I think they've also managed to pick up a rifle, so that's going to make things even more easy here. Both these players still waiting towards long, and the thing is the spike has been dropped on site, so they will have to try and pick it up here. They don't have any flash or any kind of ability to try and get it through. They only have the Chamber Total Force, and both of these ults working in their favor, and they have three players watching this angle here, so I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a possibility here, as a spray through the smoke from PT is going to clean things up, bringing El Sheiks to a lead of 2 more points.
Well, PT is doing wonderfully well. Maybe Sage or Soa today. Yesterday we did spot PT going ahead as the MVP for the team and got one ace. And I did like Baby Aper's positioning, where least expectations were the positioning of the player holding a sight into such a corner, and PT through the smoke already reanalyzing about how the players are going to go ahead, get the spike. I think the spike control was the key factor here after getting 2 frags from Team L Streak. That worked very flawlessly, very smoothly. And we're talking about smoothness, Boozy with the smooth flick coming in. Randall Muffin Loop is taken down. So is Capricious. What a operator frag.
I think that L Streaks have brought their good, gameplay coming in today. They are ready to try and take this to a third map as they get those insane kills going in. Especially that flick from the Jet as well as Uzi Buzi onto the heads of those players from Asteria. It seems insane. Uzi Buzi though will be spotted. Her shoulder will be sprayed, but Shreya will not get that kill. Counter smokes and flashes coming in. That's gonna be the B side open. But PT is ready with the shock darts here to try and get these kills. Shreya though is gonna be aggressing off the paranoia to get PT and take her down. They will take from Uzi Buzi as well, but that TP will fail and it's gonna be just the reach left right now. All alone. Let's see, getting one, but does not have the position to the other players, and Dreamza will take her down. The trades are perfect, and it is going to be yet another round for L Streaks. A full buy that too from Asteria, which is going to make things really rough for them because looking at the economy right now, they have to make a choice. They can go for a force here and try to play on half armors and specters and stuff, but I don't know if that's going to be viable. They are going to be having a hero rifle as well as a judge available from Muffin Loop, but overall, it does seem like they are going to be going in for a half fight. Meanwhile, Capricious, she still has her operator, so she can be creating a lot more impact like she did this round.
Yeah, she can go ahead and do it, but let's see if she's allowed to do or not. Capricious with the operator got one track through the sewers, but the flag is already put to get in, and Capricious losing the operator with the support. It is already holding the angle, and the operator is again gone. 4 versus 4 will be the situation. Low in HP, the site is already empty. 1 versus 1 was the duel.
Spike
PT will be able
down
to take
A.
now. In Lu as well. Once again, the spike control totally into the hands of Team L Streak through the smoke. PT should not risk it. If at all PT is
One
risking
enemy
it, we are going to
remaining.
lose it,
Oh, no.
but it is going to be one more frag. It is a triple for PT. No ace to draw, but it is going to be a force hit. No, it is us. It was a Omen draw, and Shreya will be taken down. 6-14 L Streak, 6 and 2, 4-point worth of a lead. And I would want to add, Zach, here that I think L Streak has got a defender friendly playset or mindset, comparatively attacker friendly. They are doing very good on the attacker, on the defender side. Let's hope they are able to retain their positioning playset on the attacker side as well.
I mean, last game we saw that they did really, really well on attack. They were leading 10-2 and then they couldn't defend. So the fact that they're able to defend now gives me hope because looking at the Asian comp they're running, they should be able to do well on attack if the Jet can help out. Muffin Loop playing super aggressively here, dashing forward, trying to get the operator offline, but the smoke spray will come through and do a lot of damage to her. Luckily for her, Meow 16K does have that Sky utility. If she does have that overgrowth, it is going to be healing her up, and yep, she is going to stay alive at 100 HP right now. Still gonna be a 5v5. The concussion will come through from BB but trying to do any kind of short push. The flash coming through from Meow 16K, the guiding light popping, but it's gonna show that nobody is gonna be playing in that corner. Meanwhile, looking at Elu's position all the way onto the C side, getting both these kills, still at 70 HP by the way, and that's gonna convince Shreya to teleport over and get the spike down. I think that Asteria, they have taken this round successfully with those 2 frags, and it's gonna be a retake for the side of L Streak, which they are at a considerable disadvantage going forward.
And I really don't know what is Muffin Loop doing outside the garage door. And I ask, and I get the answer as well. PT going with the hunter, the shot, not for so long. Takes down Uzi Buzi, standing into the angle where you least expect any of the attackers post plant, and that did work. Capricious going for the false diffuser test.
One
And
enemy
Look
remaining.
Going ahead, getting a frag with only 1 player remaining on the defender side. Save shall be the key right now. But let's see, are they going ahead, saving the operator? Capricious, will she be allowed? No, shall be here. Denied, but yeah, Muffin Loop will be taken down. So will be Capricious. Lot of ARs lost with this round.
That is a lot of damage being done to both of these teams' economy, but the operator is gone, and that is going to make things a little bit easier. I don't know if the economy is still good enough on the side of L Streaks to buy it. It should be, but after that round from Eluvu, I don't know how she hit both of those shots, especially the second shot onto Dreamza, because Dreamza is usually a player known for her accuracy here, and the fact that it didn't hit is a little bit surprising, but nevertheless, that is some wonderful, shots coming in from Eluvu, and again, like, very unfortunate that she got both kills there because that's going to be the seaside open, but fantastic play coming in from it. It's going to be PT though who is holding the fort this time for the side of L Streak here. Both teams still having a reasonable amount of money for guns, and this time it looks like they want to pressure Garage, going by how Meow 16K and Muffin Loop are playing and spraying.
Playing and spraying through the double doors. 2 players push already. The smoke is causing them to pause for a while, and the paranoia right on time is even for a while, not for so long. And the players are being traded. The spike is down. 4 versus 3 once again. It is going to be a pause for the defenders with the smoke coming in, and the rotation will also come in with the spike control, and the spike control in the hands of Muffins. Sure, they are going for the A entry. PT is literally waiting. The ace girl is waiting. Is it a triple? A free triple for her? I don't think it is going to be any easier here. Shreya has realized the threat is real, so they are taking a pause for a while, or the smoke to refuel. And here we go ahead. The second smoke is also ready, and paranoia works very much on time. And the player was spotted. PT through the smoke. How in the world did she
30
catch
seconds
that?
left.
That was a beautiful recon to catch the player off guard. It's going to be Muffin Loop on 1 HP, trying to do some damage to one shotgun. Any kind of kill will take her down. And it's going to be Capricious who repeats, misses the shot, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be still 1 HP left right now. We'll go in for that ghost, but it's going to be Baby Aper and PT who close it up. You think she didn't get the triple like you mentioned, Tanya, but she will be getting 2 nevertheless, and is still going to stay on top for a team that, as she will clean up the round, bringing the side of L6 to 7 right now. So this is what I'm worried about. Last time as well, they had like an overwhelming lead, but they weren't able to close out the map, and it might be the same case again. Even if they do manage to get a score of like 9-3 or 8-4 here, they do have to win enough rounds in attack to take it forward. And I really hope they can do that, because I would like to see Ascent. I want to see how these teams play against each other. If Asteria can continue doing damage like they did the last time we saw them on Ascent, that 13-0.
13-0. Well, is that happening again or no? We are going to get to see, because the way they are defending compared to what they played against Orangutan yesterday, they are performing very well. And the side control, they are trying to get the control over side B again, splitting it. They are willing to go ahead with the double door, and Uzi Boozy is waiting. Once again, change of mind. And it's fair enough to have a switch of mind when you realize that there's a lot of threat. Your players, you might lose some players, and that is the last thing you would want. And Capricious still spotting Shreya, and Shreya is taken down. Bladestorm ready against Muffin, and literally she's waiting for the peak to come in, but Capricious is going to be quicker than the Bladestorm. One pick and the connection. So it is going to be double frag for Capricious, going for the triple as well. Britzy might come into the crosshair, but also has some flashes to work out with, so it is not going to be so easy at all.
I mean, she will miss the shot because of the flash, but it's not going to be enough because it's still going to be 2 players. But flashing coming in again, but the crossfire is deadly. It is ready, and it's all down to Elivu. She does have the golden points, but it's going to be a 1v5. I think that a 1v4 she takes on Uzi Boozy. Fakes the TP away, so it's going to be Baby April who will flash and get the flash correct. Will take her down. One player lost, but it's still going to be a good eco coming in for the side of Asteria. You know, they did manage to take on one of the guns, but it shouldn't matter because all the ultimates are available online here. 3 for the side of L-Streaks and 2 for the side of Asteria. They have the Sky Seekers, they have the Brits, they have Britsy's Rolling Thunder, but the Rolling Thunder is available from the side of L-Streaks as well, and we've seen this before, 2 Rolling Thunders being tossed in succession at each other. It can be really annoying for the people caught between. I think we saw that yesterday as well. So hopefully the side of Asteria can capitalize on these 2 Earls to try and take a round and take them to an 8-4 half, because 9-3, I mean, we saw them come back from 10-11. They could come back from 9-3 as well.
Well, now 9-3 is no more a curse. I would say 10-2 is going to be a curse, just like the previous round we did spot it. And 10-2 is not happening this round. So this is the final round on the defender's side for Female Freak. Flash from the APR. How are the teammates going to work out with? Indeed, it is going to be a false line coming in. No, it was a flash door. And this is the time Rolling Thunder will come into the action. Let's see which players are going to push in how. Elu still holding behind the green boxes, and that is as and when Heaven advantage will be taken. 2 players are already trying to go ahead, pick some frags, and the succession of the Rolling Thunder. 2 Rolling Thunders at the time is equal to no casualties, at least not for a while. Flash coming right on time, and oh yeah, Capricious trying to get some frags.
Oh my god, this is so confusing. That recon from PT though is gonna give South Culver to ultimate players, but it's gonna be the Fates coming in quickly. Just a 1v3 right now with Asteria. Left in a 1v2, just down to PT, the star player for the team, but there is no time because she knows the position of Meow's CK, but she knows Shreya's position as well, but Shreya will hit the headshot nevertheless. It's gonna be an 8-4 half for Asteria.
1 enemy remaining.
And they are gonna be on
Switching
defense
sides.
next. So they might be able to capitalize off of it honestly, because the way they like to play defense, they do play very, very aggressively, and they do try to make sure they get at least a pick or two on either A or C, or even towards mid sometimes. You can never tell what Asteria is going to do or where they're going to be pushing, and that is something that side of Elstrix will constantly have to be watching for. We saw this the last time they were on bind as well. We saw the aggression coming in from them towards C main. I'm sorry, C long, where they got multiple kills every round from pushing, flashing, using utility, or just holding a very cheeky angle, and it really worked out well for them. The question is, can they do the same in this half? Can they bring a comeback and take this to an overtime or even just a victory like a 13-11 or a 13-10 or something?
Are they going to get it or no? Well, they did very well on the attacker side in the previous map, and then they were not able to pull it on the defenders this time. They have done very well on the defenders side. Are they going to pull the same triggers on the attacker side? That is going to be the question. Until we get the answer, we are going to go check the play. Muffin waiting on the side, and it is going to be a B push. Immediately, foul time is used, and Elu is a headhunter and a flash, and Elu is forced to go back foot on the course. Greenza is going to plant the spike, and the smoke is going to do a lot of things, and pushing through the smoke is always a big no. Caprice is going to take the advantage. Eluvu is spotted, taken down with the frenzy. It is always easier. Meow 16 giving some casual pot shots, not connecting any. The players are already reduced. It is a 4v5 race. Razor will be wasted out, and this is the exact time where the blind will be used. And blind, as you saw, is the paranoia. It is the combo of double blind, but the attackers are trying to take as many frags as possible with one player remaining. It is a dream to win the round, and I don't think Muffin Loop is going to wait it out with the recon ball sent, which is destroyed. The player is already revealed, and Muffin doesn't want to get herself killed. But Baby Apple with a triple is going to force this kill, and 9-4 will be the score. On the attackers, that is a sigh of relief for me to spot Team Elfreak winning on the attacker side, because with the side switch, they usually tend to lose the form.
I mean, we did see that last game. I was worried as well, but it's nice to see that this time it's gonna be it's gonna be other players stepping up apart from Dreams and Capricious. In fact, Dreams and Capricious are very comfortably towards the middle. They're doing their job. They're playing aggressively. They're getting those picks. But it's gonna be PT and Baby Aper who are actually, we saw PT being an MVP before, but I think this is the first map where we're really seeing like a very good performance coming in from Baby Aper, and good for her, because this is a time when her team really needed her to step up, and they're doing a fantastic job. Meanwhile, the aggression is gonna be coming in from C here, as Dreamza will get not one but two kills, and Baby Apple will get the third. PT getting one more. It's just one player left right now. Shreya left all alone outside Karaj and will be taken down by Dreamza with that 3k. Dreamza is going to be so close to the 2-4, just 2 away. A flawless for the attackers. I think the spike went on at the last minute, but it didn't even matter because everybody else was dead by then.
Everybody else was dead by then. No ultimate spotted here, and we did spot some specters coming in from a side, and on the other side we did see ARs coming in into the action. Let's see how is the difference of the weaponry is going to change the play perspective. Double digit club is already entered by Team L Streak, but we have spotted this several times. When you enter the double digit club, it's equal to victory. It doesn't mean that, and if at all Asteria was able to pull the triggers right on time from the score 10-2, this time they are already 10-4, so shouldn't be the cause of concern, except for the little bit of change here. They are playing on the defender's side this time. Talking about the play though, I personally feel on the attacker's side the aggression is worth everything. They are pushing it all the way through to win the rounds, and this is exactly what they are playing for.
It is indeed what they're playing for, and this tactical pause from Muffin Loop, it serves two reasons. Number one, it's going to see if it can derail Asteria from their determination to take this to a 2-0, L-Streaks from a 2-0, but more like to the next map. But more than that, it is going to help them get a reset towards mentally, because right now it seems like only Elipu and Shreya as well as Muffin are doing some work, but it is going to be the full buy. They want to try and capitalize on it. It was a flawless round as well for the side of the defenders last time, so it is for the attackers last time, so it's going to make things really rough, because it's going to be no guns dropped for the side of Health Streaks here. All four of them do have the specters, and there is still that Sheriff as well as the other gun available, and it seems to be a very aggressive A push. Baby Aper will be using that fault line towards the A side to try and deter people, but it seems like they want to go for the B side. This is a very good call, because towards the B side, it is going to be these weaker weapons which can do a really good job because it's all going to be close range combat. And Spike almost goes down, but Elubu is there to help it out. PT finally getting a kill. Shreya getting one through the smoke as well. Will be dipping upwards and will take on Baby April. Will take on Uzi Puzi, and it's an almost flawless for the side of Asteria. The read was good and the play was good because I think they got so many kills just spamming through the smokes, and Shreya's push through through C-Link with that paranoia netted her, I think, a triple as well.
A triple as well. I did like the teleports used by Shreya in this particular round. The way she played with the verticality, moving the position and getting some frags for the team. And with that, they were also able to win the round. Once again, Shreya is spotted as a top fragger, being the controller for the team. And the initiator, on the other hand, PT, is the top fragger, the only player indeed out of all 10 to reach the 20-point marker. And once again, it is going to be Shreya trying to go ahead, stand off angle. But is it going to work it or no? Is it going to work out or no? Will be the question, sure. And 1 versus 1 through the sewers, no push whatsoever. Smoke will be used, so the realization is there, and the Princess was able to take this frag, which was way much more interesting. I was expecting the verticality being involved is equal to the frag is going to get converted immediately by Shreya. That was not the case of scenario. Indeed, they get the side C totally under control. PT will plant the spike, and also the owl drone will be sent to get the information about from where the opponents are entering.
That was such a good play from Capricious, like a beautiful shot. Shreya does spot her, but she still re-picks the angle so quickly and just taps Shreya. It is going to be a 2v, make that a 1v5 right now as Dreamstar takes down the opponent chamber. That's a chamber diff there, and a team ace is going to be coming in for the side of L-Shakes here as they go get the round without losing a player. 1 round away from match point, 2 away from victory, and taking us to Ascent. And man, did they really need that round. It was their full buy. If they had lost it, they would have pushed into an eco. They keep their guns, and Asteria is going to be in a bad spot here because they do have the economy for one more buy. But if they lose this, it's going to be match point as well as no money left for them to try and take this to make this their map. It is their map pick. That's the worst part because you'd expect them to be much more confident and much more, agile on it, but they're not having a very good time.
Yeah, sure. They are not having a very good time, but they do have our 2 good ultimates, Rolling Thunder and the Tour de Force. Muffin Loop is also activating the Blade Storm, and this is exactly what you have to do when you are under the bad economic state. She's holding a site, but site C does look barren, does look empty. Little do they know, Shreya is having a double dose captivated, so is Elu through the smoke trying to move in, but fault line was used right on time. And no, it was after shot used right on time. Of course,
Spike planted.
the players' positioning, spike is planted flawlessly, but the players are also lost on the course. It is a 4v3 battle going on. Capricious holding an angle, a good angle to get early pick, and Uzi Boozy is trying to peek through the garage. Britzy is left with very low HP, and this is the time where the smoke will also come into the action. And look at the positioning of Team Asteria. Everywhere players are there. Trying to push in, and I think Shreya is able to get 2 frags with the paranoia and smoke used right on time. Eluvu and Muffin switching the diffusal. They want to get their ultimate reactivated. And what are they up to? Are they not waiting for fun? No, it was not. It was not. They are ready and they want the aftershock getting activated immediately.
That was a little bit of a flex. I think that they also wanted to make sure everybody had rifles because I think 2 of the players were playing off the ultimates. They wanted to get those upgrades before the spike was diffused, and they do indeed manage to do so. It's not an issue for L-Shakes because they still have enough money to go in for a buy, but it does look pretty dangerous because we saw this happen last time. Once Asteria get the momentum, they are really, really hard to stop. And last time as well, it was something like 12-7 or something, and Asteria managed to make a comeback. So 11-6, it's not impossible. We've seen Asteria do it before, and L-Streaks wants to make sure that they can prevent that. Looking at the position of these players, it is C which has been left on retake. Very, very interesting play from Asteria, and the push towards C is there yet again, as both Garage and C seem to have been forgotten. I think Asteria think that they're playing a map that's not Haven because the C side does not seem to exist to them. Spike will go down for free, and there is going to be a 5v5 retake right now. What are you doing, Asteria?
I like the way how you said it. The C side doesn't exist for them, but look at Dreamstar Who would expect Dreamza here? Tell me, how is Dreamza able to hold an angle when nobody would predict anyone? Who is going to stay on spawn? Spawn is going to be my question here. Is able to trade the players though, and Muffin Loop is trying to enter through the sea lane, and now this is risky.
Off your
Might be getting some
feet!
picks, and Rolling Thunder coming to the action as well.
Nowhere
And
to
Freya
run!
is totally so quick in here, and he's going to go ahead, leading the smoke. And Hunter's Fury also coming to action, still sticking to the
player
game,
dead.
will not walk
One
past
enemy
whatsoever,
remaining.
and the chaotic round going into the pit with only one player surviving, with it Uzi Poozy leading them to the
Match
match
point.
point with exact half of lead, 6-12.
That was very, very close, surprisingly. But that Hunter's Fury from PT is gonna do the job. Because it's, I think, it tagged up all three players who are grouped around the spike here, and it's gonna soften them up to be sprayed down by the combination of PT as well as Uzi Boozy. That was some really, really good trades coming in from her. She might not be top rank, but she is fantastic at trading out, and she has 8 assists to her name, so definitely doing her job as a controller. And it looks rough for Asteria because they do have 3 ultimates available, but they also have half armor to play with. So any kind of headshot will be taking them down. In fact, 2 or 3 body shots will take them down as well if they're not careful.
Cover going out.
Looking at utility available, they do have the tour de force from the chamber, and I don't think it's gonna be enough. Britzy does have her rolling thunder as well, so you might see it making an impact this round. So far, it seems like the side of Elstreaks is content to wait to see if they can get a pick from someone on Asteria, being extremely eager for kills. But Asteria, they're not gonna be making that mistake. They have realized that they're in a tough situation. They have to win 6 more rounds in a row to take it home. But oh my god, Capricious! What is that headshot? PT as well getting another one. 3v5, Muffin Loop low, no Sky to take her back up, and it looks like it's very, very close to over for Asteria here.
Looks quite flawless, but with the Rolling Thunder, they can delay the plant. Sure, they can go ahead, get some drag. Flash has been used, and so is from the shadows by Uzi Boozy getting a heaven control. And this is the time where she can get some frags here, and she has already given the information that there's a player in heaven for sure. They are going to go
30
ahead
seconds
against each
left.
other for the crossfire. Who's going to take down whom? It is going to be Uzi Boozy. As we very well know, Muffin Loop was left with very low
Last
HP,
plenty
indeed,
remaining.
little no HP. 4 versus 1. She's the last man standing. Uzi Boozy is trying to go ahead, push into the paranoia. Shia is going to get a triple. Is she going to push in with ace? Are they going to get the second ace? PT will put a shutdown.
Attackers
No, we're not
win.
getting an ace, but we are getting a victory for Team L Streak on the map of Haven. The map that they were weakest on yesterday, they have dominated it today. I think nothing is predictable with every single day passing for WD Black Cup Season 3 for Luna.
Oh yeah, this season 3 Luna Cup has been absolutely insane. Both, like, all the teams playing here, they do well against one team, they do badly against another, and the maps is unpredictable as well. Like you mentioned, Tanya, we're in for a sort of surprises. And yes, El Streaks will be taking this map. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna be heading into a third match for the day, which is going to be Ascent. Now, both of these teams, we've seen them win on Ascent before. We saw Asteria win extremely convincingly, extremely dominatingly with a 13-0 perfect flawless scoreline against Lethal Esports Knicks. I think that was the team that they got that score against. And we did see yesterday some gameplay coming in as well from the side of El Streaks against Team Orangutan, who they won against 13-11. Really, really good play coming in, especially from Capricious and Dreamza. Dreamza's chamber was just beautiful. And I'm interested to see if they're going to be doing the same today, because both these teams, they have put up really good performances on Ascent before, and I think that this might as well be a close match. Might in fact be going to OT.
Might even go for a OT, but I would like to take my words back about Team L Streak not being able to play Heaven. Maybe Orangutan is overpowering on the map of Haven. They are strongest amongst all the teams playing here on the map of Haven. They performed very, very well here. Asteria did try to give a tough competition, but I'm afraid they were not able to put up the exact show. And talking about the Bucky and Judge, double doors were every single time. The garage doors were denied with the fear of that Judge and Bucky finishers, which were spotted yesterday. So I think the site entry was either through the main C or they were going for A. They did win a round on B for once, but repetitive play on B would also not have worked. So maybe it was not a good exact entire map for the for the team of Asteria. But talking about Ascent, we have spotted them winning 13-0. So the hopes are high, but a lot of surprises coming in from Team L Streak as well.
I mean, the thing to know about Elstrick is that they are not a team that has been playing together for a long time. Like the individual players, they've all been like playing on the scene. But I think this is one of the first tournaments where they are playing together as a five stack, and I think they've had like 5 or 6 matches together. That's really insane. And the fact that they're able to perform so well against a team like Asteria, which has had like at least 3 people on the team with a stable roster for the past year, is just really good because they're able to hold their own. In fact, they're able to beat them quite convincingly and take it forward going into the next match. So I think that Elstrix, they have a lot of potential as a team if they decide to stick together for both. For both the South Asia scene as well as globally. But yeah, I definitely think we should have a word of appreciation for the tournament which is happening, which is the WD Black Cup Season 3, the Lona tournament, which is for women in South Asia. And I think that initiatives like this are really, really important because they for a variety of reasons, it's not only that they encourage more viewership of women's tournaments, it also encourages participation of women across a variety of countries and rewards them for playing well. And yeah, I see that every time we have a women's tournament, we see more and more new teams, new players popping up, and that makes me really, really happy, Tanya. As somebody who used to play professionally, and I used to see the same 3 or 4 teams going up against each other, it was so boring. Right now, it's so exciting because so many new players, so many new teams, and really like a huge thank you to AMD for sponsoring this, as well as WD Cup being the key sponsor, and finally Sky Esports for organizing such an event in the first place as the esports partner.
which is encouraging several esports athletes to go ahead, fulfill the dreams of participation and winning the tournament. All the best to both the teams for this particular day. Many more days to follow for this Luna Cup. Let's hope they are able to perform as good as possible because the surprises are yet to come. This is just the beginning. We are just on the third day of the participation of the Luna Cup. Many more days to be followed, many more surprises to be seen. And talking about the teams, the new rosters that are specially created for the South Asian event, of course, by esports partner being Sky Esports. I like the way that this was the fifth match played together as a team, and look at the synergy already being developed by Team L Streak. Talking about Asteria, they have been having a lot of synergy, a lot of know-how. Except they have got a newer entry, which is Eluvu for the day, for this particular tournament. So they also need to rebuild that energy, synergy. I think they were able to do it quite well on the map of Pine, but there was no retake options available on the map of Haven. But we do have the MVP standings. Please walk us through, Zach.
Yeah, it is going to be PT as expected again with the MVP. This time on the Sova. Last time it was the Sage, and we did see her lovely ace absolutely saving things, clutching it up for a team. I think it was a 1v2 towards the end, and that headshot onto Britzy was what enabled her to close out the round and let Elstreak take that bonus after the pistol. 354 ACS, 25 kills on that Sova, really, really popping off. And this is a surprise because we saw Baby Aper giving like a lackluster performance on the Rays last game, but I think that Breach is her agent and she is going to be second up. The initiator is really making a difference for the side of Elstrix here, both of them doing a fantastic job. Capricious as well, always being aggressive, always creating so much space for his team with that jet dashing in, with the smokes getting those entries. If she goes on after that, it's fine. And of course, Dreams are a very scary lurk player, but even otherwise, I'm just very sad we didn't see Dreams on the Bucky this time. I guess it only happens when you're forced into an eco round, and there weren't many of those for Elstrix because they were on a winning streak this game. And finally, Uzi Boozy, beautiful smokes, precise gameplay, and the trades were impeccable because even when multiple players on a team were dying, she was always there to trade them out. And she was the last woman standing, making sure the spike wasn't defused quite a few times. So that's hats off to her there. What about Asteria, though? What do you think, Tanya?
Well, talking about Asteria, Shreya did wonders for the team as long as it was possible. Being a controller, trying to go, forcing the smokes, trying to push in through, sometimes losing, getting eliminated, sometimes getting those required kills, reducing the numbers. But I personally feel that Capricious today as a Jet also gave justice to the duelist word, was able to cross over almost nearing to the 2 KD ratio. I think that is fair enough. And talking about average combat score, PT, the only ace taker by far for the Luna Cup. Let's see if there's going to be any competitor for PT, or she is going to be the only one ace taker, because this is just the beginning. On the other hand, talking about Meow, I would personally prefer Meow as an initiator. She did very good. On the attacker side, getting the site entry, using the Trailblazer to get the information. Once again, using the Seekers right on time to exactly get the information at the time of a post plant. But ultimately, particularly being a duelist and initiator, it is a way long of a difference in terms of delivering a damage, getting the frags. I think that was a major miss. Meow, if at all, was not a initiator, the scenario would have been a little different to what it is right now.
Oh, definitely. I think one of the major reasons why Asteria lost this map so badly was because it seemed like they were playing agents that they were not quite comfortable with. Like, sure, Meow did have a lot of good utility usage on that Sky, but I just could not see her being comfortable, being able to frag out here. And it looked like she was miserable, quite honestly. Same with Britzy, she's so good on that Sova, but on the breach, it just seemed like she was not having a good time. And I think having those initiators feeling comfortable in what they're playing, that's really important for the rest of the team, because they are the people who set up you for like making aggressive pushes and taking map control. And if they're not able to do that, it's going to be just terrible for everybody else, because if you misplace a fault line, or if you pop your flash wrong, it's going to be your team who gets affected, who go down. And we saw quite a lot of that happening here. So I think that Meow should have gone in for the raise of the chamber like she usually does, and Britzy should have gone in for the so. And if that had been the case, it would have been an entirely different map for Asteria. A little bit unfortunate. I think that they will be going back to the usual place, as well as agents going into Ascent, hopefully. We did see the comp coming in from them on Ascent the last time. We saw Meow 16k on. I believe it was the KO. We saw the Chamber as well. No, we saw the Killjoy from Elvu. We saw Muffin on the Jet. And Britzy on a usual Sova. Finally, Shreya on the Omen. I hope we see a similar comp, because they were so good on that comp. I really think that they can work wonders with it. And, there could be some variation, but making people play something they're not comfortable with clearly is not a good idea. And that is where Asteria went wrong, I think, on the second map.
Yeah, that is what exactly went wrong on the second map. The agent selection, which is going to be way much more important now. It is the decider map. This is the upper bracket finals. Let's see who is going to go ahead towards the grand finals upper bracket, and who is going to qualify. Indeed, should be the apt word here. And talking about the agent selection now, let's see how everything is going to work. I really want to see the Bucky play once again, and may it be. We have spotted several times. May it be. Eco round or not, we have spotted several times that the players are going ahead, particularly Dreams are going to going ahead with a short team, maybe sometimes for the pistol round, going ahead with the Judge and Bucky. I think Dreams are can go ahead for the cheeky plays, and once again, it was Dreams, if I'm not mistaken, for the final into the final 2-3 rounds, holding the site where nobody would expect, taking down the healer. That was enough. Removing the healer out of the team is equal to, once you deliver the damage, there's no coming back. And I think they did not allow the team Asteria to write that comeback story, which was written, which was a strong written story on the map of Bind.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was really expecting one on Haven as well, because if they could do it on a map that isn't their pick, they should be able to do it on a map which there was. But I think that the agent comp which they were running just wasn't suitable for that. And the blunder, I think, that really managed to give the side of Hellstreaks the round was that round where they forgot the seaside existed. I'm just gonna say it. It was really weird. There was no utility towards garage either. There was usually, you at least have like a chamber trap, or if you're playing a killjoy turret, or some kind of utility to make sure that you know that somebody's going towards the side. But nope, they just decided to stack everything. They didn't even have somebody in garage watching. Usually you have Shreya playing garage watching that angle, but there was nobody. It's like they just decided to, forget about it. And it was really unfortunate, because that was a full buy round for them. That was almost a flawless round for the side of Team Hellstreaks as well, as they took the round. And it just completely shifted the momentum. Like, even before that, there was still a chance of a comeback. It was like 11-7 or something, but once 11-5 or something, 11-6, and after that it was just game over. Streaks managed to drive the final nails into the coffin of Asteria. But like we said, it's not over until the third map is over. It is going to be a very exciting best of three. And yeah, I'm hoping that we see some exciting gameplay coming in from both these teams, because like I mentioned, both of these teams have been fantastic in a sense. So let's see if they can continue doing that and give us a really fun performance to watch.
Let's see if they are able to give the fun performance, because right now what they have given us is a lot of chills, a lot of goosebumps, and unpredictable gameplay. But really, I would want to see those fun plays. Once again, I would want to congratulate BD for procuring the first ace into the entire Luna Cup. We would want to see that coming again and again over time. A performance, outstanding performance, also getting the MVP title. And talking about the double dose once again, it was Uzi Boozy versus Shreya every single time. The smokes were exchanged, and the map map is ready, so are the players. Agent selection is the time. And if you had to predict any, well, no time for prediction, sure. We are going to give you the answer straight. Uzi Boozy as a Sky, Baby as an Initiator, Sova, Dreams are once again going in as a Omen play, Capricious as a Chamber, PT going as a Duelist. I don't know why do they have to change it. But anyway, they are switching the roles once again.
I think that PT is feeling her aim after the last game, so she is going to be going in for that jet instead. But like you mentioned, I don't know if this is a good idea because PT on that server had so much impact the last time that they played this map. In fact, multiple rounds were won just because of her shock darts, because of her Hunter's Fury, and because of the reveal she gave. So many kills were gotten by her three teammates through the smoke. And this kind of switch, I'm not really sure, especially if Baby Aper is not used to playing Sova. But I mean, Baby Aper, she had a miserable time on the race, so maybe it's better that they put her on the Sova instead. She did play Breach really well, so maybe she's the person who's comfortable with playing initiators. Uzi Wuzi as well, she is going in for the Sky yesterday, and man, she was invaluable with Sky because now she managed to heal up her teammates so many times, multiple times. You saw Dreams and Capricious coming to her at like 5 HP, please heal me so that I can repeak. And she did that, and they got kills off of that. So that kind of thing, really, really good support player, really doing a good job for a team. And I'm excited to see if she'll be continuing to do that. On the opposite side, no switches for Asteria. They won 13-0. They're not gonna swap anything. It's gonna be the same lineup and same agent comp coming in from them. And this is a good sign because you saw what happened the last time they tried to swap it up. Things were not very pretty. 13-6 it was, and hopefully we see a better performance coming in from them on this map.
And you know about what's the best part is Eluvu going in as a KJ, and we have spotted Eluvu winning certain rounds, being the solo survivor. Shreya will continue with what she is. Britzy, Muffin, they are continuing, and I'm happy about Meow switching from Sky to KO because we have spotted Meow getting a better KO performance as compared to what she did in terms of playing a Sky. Though she is a versatile player, can go ahead play any role, but for the competitive circuit, she is definitely a better KO compared to what she is into the Sky. Talking about Uzi Boozy switching the roles from the controller towards the initiator. I don't know how is it going to work, but if you have a look at the setup agent selection, it is going to be L3 going with the double initiator, and on the other hand, we also have double initiator. So this time it is not that the duelists are going to overpower or there are going to be any changes here and there, getting the early frags or latter damage. So it is the equalizer map and also the equalizer agents.
Yeah, it is going to be the third map, and it is going to be the moment of truth because both these teams have done a pretty good job on one map each. But it's going to come down to this: whoever wins this will be moving on to the grand finals, which is going to be the best of five. Will be trying to play for that amazing prize. But whoever loses this, don't worry, they still have another chance. They will be heading into the loser bracket, and I think we might even be seeing a rematch depending on who goes down because I think that Orangutan did already lose to the side of Elstrix. They will be wanting some revenge, and they seem to be working their way up the lower bracket here. So we might be seeing that. Or there is another team whose name I just cannot pronounce. I think that they are also doing a good job. So depending on whoever wins Orangutan versus LB, I think are the initials, we are going to be seeing that versus the loser of this match. So it's not over yet. If you lose, they do have another chance, but they will be doing the best to try and take it forward because if you're in the winners bracket, you do have some advantages. You're going to have that day of rest. You are also going to be having a little bit of a buffer coming in because you can look at how the other teams are playing, who you're going to be facing in the final, and you can do some starting to make sure to see who is going to be playing what and try to make plans based on that. So it's going to give them an advantage. And yeah, we are going to be heading into the game right now, so let's see what both of these teams have in store for us.
What the teams have in store for us on the defender's side, female streaks are going to start, and on the other hand, we have Asteria on the attacker's side. Well, if you have a look at the mini map, A does look a little extra committed. They are going for the A main, and they do have two players waiting for them. Indeed, there are a total of three players, one here to the gardens, two into the main, and Paranoia being used here. Meow 16 using the 0.3, still waiting with the perfect one tap, getting a frag try, taken down, slashed on time by Uzi Boozy, healing PT once again. They have a healer which is going to work wonders once again, reducing the players. KO has lost a lot of HP with no healer, and we can say 3.5 players versus 5, but utilities still remain intact. Talking about PT having a Haven control, got a good positioning. Talking about Eluvu trying to get a site entry. Is she going to get it? Holding a position.
Yeah, I think I've accidentally muted myself. Sorry, small tech difficulties. But either way, it is going to be Eluvo, though, who will be able to catch Uzi Woozy off guard here, equalizing things to a 4v5. That's going to be no more healer. And meanwhile, it seems like a push towards the
30
T-side.
seconds
Now
left.
16k, she will have to check this angle, but will be caught with the knife in hand if she's not careful. And yep, Capricious is going to capitalize on that. Get
Spike
2
down,
kills.
B.
That trigger is still playing in handy. Just 2 players left right now for the side of Asteria. Britzy on half HP. Eluvo looking still at full HP, but they have to try and make this happen. Capricious is so forward here. No time at
One
all.
enemy
And
remaining.
it is going to be just Eluvo in a 1v3, 1v4, 1v3, but no time. And it's gonna be the round going in for the favor of Team Elshik here, off of that beautiful first pick from PT.
Talking about this particular round, Elu was able to get 2 frags here. It was like going 1v1 duel instead of all 4 players rushing together, trying to go ahead, get some frags. And I think Frenzy was working better compared to other weaponries. And here, talking about weapon, we do have 4 Spectres coming into the action. Uzi will be the only player using half shield. Rest all are going with a full shield. On the other hand, Meow 16 with the shorty, and Elu going with the classic, and Muffin with the frenzy.
Yep, it is going to be a little bit of, attempts at trying to make the round work in their favor coming in, but it's going to be really, really rough here as Muffin. Look, she's going to be playing really aggressively. Will be caught by the recon though, and that is going to be the first kill going in the favor of Capricious. In fact, getting 1, almost getting 2, but Eluvo is there for the trade. Muffin Loop has sight as well, so if they can get the spike on the side, that's going to be the plan successfully coming through. Eluvo will be able to do so. In fact, does manage to get that Spectre and drops it to a teammate who has better HP. And yep, Muffin Loop does have it. It's gonna be a 3v4 retake as Eluvo will fall. Eluvo is just left right now. Muffin Loop will take down Dreamsa, but PT is there for the trade. Just Eluvo 1v3 and will get 1 even on that HP, but trying to get those right click taps. But the round is gonna be going for Elshik's favor. 3 guns lost, but the win is still there, and it should be okay.
It should absolutely be okay. And on the defender side, once again, a good performance coming in. But mind you, this was the save round. This was the eco round for Team Asteria. This time it is going to be a full buy round coming in. And now with full buy, we know how destructive Team Asteria is with all 5 Vandals and all full shields. On the other side, we are going to spot 2 Spectres, 2 Classic, and indeed Dreams are going switching a Classic to a Sheriff. And Capricious is still deciding about what should she be picking up to, what should she be playing with, and all half shields except for baby APR.
Eluvo does have that lockdown to work with, so even if some players go down, somehow it is still going to be the advantage in their favor. And yep, the aggression is coming through though, and even though the chamber tries to TP, it's gonna be Eluvo still getting that first kill. Still has a reasonable amount of HP as well. Shreya taking on PT in the meantime. That's gonna be 2 kills already going through for the side of Asteria. They're at an overwhelming advantage here. Really getting their ults up as well, and they want to try and finish this as flawlessly as possible because every round they save, it's going to be an advantage for them. Maybe Aper will get 1, but the trade is there from Muffin Loop really quickly, and that's the B side open. The spike should be going on without any kind of issue here. There is going to be Dreamsa who tries to break the door open. They will hear her, and it's going to be them watching that angle very carefully. She's waiting for her teammate to come towards her from that A shot angle. 2v4 retake attempt. Shreya is going to be planting that spike. But now 16k will take down Dreamsa. Just Britzy right now on the lurk here. Uzi waiting towards spawn, seeing if she can get a pick or 2 as they make their way out.
She shall be able to get 1 or 2 picks, except for 0 point by Meow 16 has already used. The positioning is spotted. No utilities can be used here, but Muffin will go ahead and knock the final nail in the coffin. With that, this is going to be the very first round going into the favor of Team Asteria with only 1 player lost. So the weaponaries are going to remain intact. They did lose Eluvo. So the player who survives until the end was long lost early on. But not only that, this time they've got an ultimate ready, a lockdown ready, which shall be easier to get a site control, or maybe she can also play it post plan depending about how the site entry comes in. And on the other side, Tour de Force is also ready to be used, but will Capricious go ahead and use it because she does have Vandal to work out with?
She does have the advantage here. It does look like Elshik's can make this work out if they're careful because they do have firepower right now. But the spray through the smoke is coming through. Shock that's being launched towards mids as well. And Muffin Loop, she doesn't care. She's just going to be running towards mid off the utility being spammed by her teammates. Is not going to be spotting anybody though. And she does have market control already. Trying to see the chamber traps to break. And yep, that is going to be mid really, really vulnerable right now. There is a crossfire between Capricious and Baby April. But it's going to be them relocating back towards that A shot angle to try and make this work. Meanwhile, Eluvo pressuring the B side with that swarm grenade. I think that Asteria is doing a fantastic job of creating space here, trying to, figure out who is playing where and what is exactly is happening. So far, though, it seems like they do want to go for an execute with 55 seconds left on the clock. The spike is being taken towards the A side here as Iluvu, you can see her running through spawn with it. And it's still going to be a 5v5. Nobody has gone down. It is going to be the lockdown committed, I think, because nobody has gone down. There's no advantage yet. Two players they still have to contend with as they make their way towards short and mid. It's going to be PT though, and Uzi Buzi getting those first kills for the team. Even though the lockdown is committed, things do not look good for them.
30 seconds left.
Things are not looking good for them. Sure, they have lost already three players, but on the course, Elu will be able to take down Uzi, Buzi, and Capricious will be the one to take down Aluvu with little to no HP. Meow 16, what wonders can she do when PT is just waiting on the heaven for the entry and guarding the spike wisely, very nicely, and maybe Apier will come through the garden area and also give the finisher. With that, this is going to be the third round, and also Blitzstorm being activated, Seekers also. So now it is the time where Elstreak has got total of 3 ultimate stats ready, and on the other hand, for Meow 16 as well as Shreya, all they need is one ult and one kill. Let's see what are they going to compensate with, or what are they going to fulfill with to procure that ultimate, much required ultimate here, because they cannot afford to lose the rounds every now and then. They need to make sure they get an equalizer.
I mean, definitely, when you're on attack, you want to get many rounds as possible because Ascent is a little bit defender favored, especially with the agent comps that both these teams are running. But nevertheless, you can never tell if there is a gap in the defense, you want to exploit it. But the side of Elstrix is not making any such gaps available right now. Baby April, she will not be she will make sure that her teammate Capricious isn't spotted here, but that's going to be the smoke coming in, possibly isolating people. Iluvu on 35 HP. Kill on the Capricious here. But Baby April making up for it, taking on 2 players towards the market as they come through. Iluvu still super low here, and it's going to be the shock dart in fact which takes it down. We already saw one shock dart ace coming in. We already saw one ace coming in from the Sova when PT was there. I think Baby April is also hungry for it because look at the angle these girls are playing. She knows that Pritzi is stuck in that corner, that she has to be able to get that kill. And yep, that's gonna be Uzi Buzi stealing away the ace. Will be getting 2 kills though, Shreya, and it's gonna be Shreya on a 1v2 right now with the spike in her position.
And we've spotted Shreya taking those 1v2 clutches quite too easily, and also has got an ultimate ready. Might switch to site A and go ahead and plant the spike. And this is exactly what happened right now. Got a head in control, going for the smoke and also going for the plant. And
30
the
seconds
left. Plant is going to teleport above and got a good control. Let's see how everything is going to work. And she's already expecting PT to enter the site.
Enemy
And
remaining.
might be able to get the triple for her. And is it going to be a 4K? Trying to race out here, going for the paranoia, trying to phase out, trying to play time. How long is it all going to work out? Dreams are words of Shreya. No position leak yet. Now the footwork is there. They're exchanging bullet, playing for.
It's gonna be the diffuse coming through, and Dreamza will. It's going to be Dreamza who does get the diffuse and will be able to close things out. An Omen versus Omen, and Omen diff coming through indeed, as the round will be going in the favor of team Elstrix yet again. Shreya in a very good situation, in a very rough situation, trying to get a very good clutch but failing to. Nice try coming in from her, and I think that's going to push the side of Asteria into an eco yet again, as well as a timeout here.
As well as a timeout here, and well, this timeout is also going to help them re-strategize about how and what to play, what to change, what not to change. And on the course now, Team Elstreak has got total of 4 ultimate ready, and these ultimates are going to matter a lot. Shreya was successfully able to get a triple for herself, also able to plant a spike, switch the side entirely using from the shadows, and I think that was sufficient enough. They are going to get some extra creds, not the round point for sure, but let's see how this tactical pause is going to work.
The tactical pause will give Asteria some time to recalibrate and hopefully, get themselves together, because it is a bit rough. They are on attack here on a map like Ascent, which is favored for the defenders, generally speaking. It is, like we saw yesterday, Elstreak were at like a 4-8 when they were attacking, but even though they only had 4, they were able to come back on the defense very, very strongly. And I think that right now, if they can manage to keep that kind of a lead going forward here, they should be able to perform pretty well against Asteria. They want to get as many rounds as possible, and to that end, it's going to be PT going in for that operator. They also have 4 ults available, 5th almost available as well. So side of L-Streak's looking really, really good here. Shreya does have that hero rifle available here, so she might be able to have an impact here. Meanwhile, it's gonna be the the turret being put up towards A, trying to make sure that it can spot anybody holding the angle with the operator, and it's gonna force PT off the angle here.
It is definitely going to force PT off the angle. Now, third day force has already been utilized here. A site commitment, if you have a look, is going to continue towards B now, and Spike is also on the is nearing towards B, though not exactly B. It is near to the spawn entirely. Muffin Loop is also trying to go ahead, get the entry where Baby APR is already waiting near to the market site. Let's see if it is going to be any easier to get the site control or no. Gradually, Britzy is also trying to make a move, and is already peeking in, but Hunter's Fury coming into the action. So that to use here, and before that, Muffin losing patience, and over here, Britzy started pushing down. But look at me now, 2 shots coming in from Marshall. Not only one, followed by other, total of 2 frags, turning it to a 2v2 affair. And now it is the time to get the spike. Shreya is already on the move to get the spike. 30 seconds left. Trying to get the triple, but Dreamza is not going to allow it. And once again, Shreya stuck into the same position, this time without the ult. It is 1v2.
She is going to be able to make her way to the A side though, because both these players have rotated. They're both watching mid and spawn, and I think that she has enough time to get the spike on parley. Yep, she will be able to plant it, and again she's left all alone, has to try and clutch out this 1v2 here, making her way forward, and she has to play aggressively again, because when you're stuck in a 1v2, you can't let them double pick you. You have to try and push forward, try and get the advantage here, and I think that she will have the perfect timing. She will hear both of these players going towards heaven, and they have played on both these angles, and they don't spot her. Shreya, how are you doing this? How do you have the timing so good? Gets one, but it's gonna be Dreamza versus Shreya yet again. The jiggle peak coming through, and I think Dreamza might be able to try and stick half here. Nope, she falls off the angle. Watches the wrong side though, and that's gonna be the clutch coming in for Shreya. Finally, the first time she didn't succeed, but the second time she will make it work, and the thrifty as well working in the favor of Asteria. She did have that hero rifle. Shreya did manage to capitalize on it, but nevertheless, what a play coming in from her. It's just so sneaky, so ratty. I love it.
It was worth all the love. The way she was able to follow the players without being noted, without being spotted, and getting the first frag, reducing it to 1v1 duel, and fake diffusing was not the key of application there. But anyway, you have to go ahead with the trial and errors. This one was definitely the error. Did not work in the favor of Team L-Speak. I think technical well with that being activated by Meow, and as well as Recon Vault is being used. Cloud Burst, Meow is trying to immediately push in through the side. They get the entire side control. Spike is also going to get planted. It is going to be a 5v5 retake, and they also have a lockdown ready. This is the time they can also use it. Muffin trying to deliver a little bit of damage on the market area, and expecting some players trying to enter through the spawn.
It is going to be indeed a 5v5 retake. Make that 2 kills coming in off of the Headhunter as well as the Blade Song. What? That does not seem real as these players make their way towards main here. It's going to be the Seekers as well. Use the Uzi Puzi to find the location. Remaining 8 players. But it's going to be a 1v2 right now. Just everything left on to Baby able to try and clutch it out here. Shreya, she will be spotted, but it's going to be Baby able to us to try and get this here. Will get the headshot, even though she was stuck in the real when she was spotted the player. And that is going to be Asteria capitalizing on that really quick side take with that ult from KO to take this in their favor. And man, that was such quick gameplay coming in, some insane shots. For a second it looked like Asteria, they were gonna lose it, but the people on site, they did not give up, and a little bit of bad peeking coming in from L-Streaks, especially towards the first lane, enabled them to lose their players and not be able to get trades, because the double peak from Asteria was too good, especially Meow 16k as well as Muffin Loop playing a very deadly double peak fire towards first lane will let them win the round. They still managed to save the lockdown as well, and again, guess who has it from the shadows? It's gonna be no other than Shreya, ready to make another 1v3 or 1v2 clutch if necessary.
And once again, they are initiating the battles with the ultimate. Previously it was null command. This time, as we mentioned, it is the lockdown which can force the players to just rush it in. Going for the bomb grenade near to the market, but ultimately nobody's going to get damage on the court. Shreya is also already able to get the side entry and is on the verge of planting. The spike is planted. It is 5v5 retake, where the team L-Streak is definitely deficit of. They're not able to capitalize even after getting picked early on. They are losing the rounds this way for the 5v5 retake. Zol PT will be damaged a little with the shock darts coming in from Britzy. Baby Aper going ahead. with the respawn ball, but on the horse, Capricious will enter, take down Meow, reducing to a 44 affair. He is also holding a good angle. Muffin is also trying to go for a B-long entry. Let's see if there's going to be any changes. Capricious will put a change, will put a full
Player
stop.
standing.
I'm afraid whatsoever the case of scenario is, there stands no chance of defusal. They can reduce the number of capillaries here on the opposite side, but nothing can save them
enemy
from
remaining.
winning. And that is it. Shreya, oh god, it was a 4 frag. Capricious trying to go with the click, with the snap, and ultimately I would say this was the Thanos snap, took away everyone.
Oh my god, that was really unfortunate. Capricious, if she had put her TP just an inch more to the right side, she would have saved her life. But I don't think she expected the spike to be planted while Shreya put it down. Either way though, really good round from Asteria. They needed that round, and I think they still have a very strong economy, good enough for them to buy pretty good guns. It is gonna be one Marshall for Britzy, but everybody else will have the rifle in hand. No issues, and it is going to be an eco for the side of Team Elchik. They do have the tour de force from the chamber, but it might not be enough here. Uzi Boozy already going to be spotted with the Sova drone. The Jet will be spotted as well, and it's gonna be Muffin Loop who gets that blade, who gets that ult top to try and get her closer to a blade storm here. She's gonna be watching for the peak because the Sky Flash was committed, and it seems like it's gonna be an A side stack here. I think that Asteria has jetted, and they are going to be running towards the opposite side here. In the meantime, though, look at the chamber here. She is going to be hearing the Marshal, and Capricious is ready. If anybody picks either of these angles, they're going to be walking into it. But sadly for her, Asteria is going to be just making a push for the B side. And oh my god, the TP is perfect. If she picks the right, then she's going to be able to get these frags. And can Capricious make the difference for a team here?
With the tour they fought, shall be able to do that much required difference. Ritzy on the course is already on the verge of starting 0 points. It's going to nullify tour de force for a while, and let's see how it is going to be there with the smoke. And it is going to be paranoia being used, but not for so long. Everybody is ready with the push. Storm Grenade is going to get a delayed entry, but look at Choctaw coming in. Not for so while. They into the open. It is going to get taken down, but then Static is also going to work wonders. Capricious is going to take down one player. Is having a good angle, getting a double. Is it going to be a triple for her? Because fake defusal and a push, load a little, and Elu gets a triple, not Capricious. Round going into the favor of Team Asteria, and the team who was a little low on points, on streak, is getting a lead.
Definitely, it is going to be Asteria taking the lead here. However, it was a thrifty for the side of Elstreaks, and they did pretty well despite not having weapons. The Tour de Force as well coming in handy. Capricious, though, a little bit of a misplay there. She walks into her own slew, and that's going to let Elivu get a free kill onto it. Elivu also knows that she doesn't have to peek because she doesn't hear she hears the diffuse, but she also hears Capricious jumping towards her, and it might be all the difference being made in that round. Capricious almost getting the touch, but not quite. And either way, it's going to be yet another fast rush because guess who has it? Ult back. It's gonna be none other than Elivu, who is gonna get the B-side for free yet again, and she is absolutely farming this because look at the way she is getting these orbs, getting the plant, getting so much things every round. But PT, Red's choice is locked on, but is gonna pay for it as Muffin Loop will get the trade as she's breaking it.
The trade is not coming in furthermore. Shreya will reduce the team to 2 players and will reduce to 3 players, and now it is going to be 2 for sure. I said it a little early. With that, it is going to be Shreya with 2 frags, and it is going to be a flash coming in from Meow and a push alongside. Spike is already being planted. I do see a resistance coming in, and this resistance did not work in, and the last player was standing, was Ringza, was put a shutdown with a triple by Shreya. It is going to be 6th round going into the favor of Team Asteria, and 2 more rounds to go. Let's see if it is going to be an equalizer or the buffer of the points is going to get increased by Team Asteria, because a good start for Team Elstreak, but the continuity is missing.
I really like how Asteria is playing this. You know, they're letting Elivu as well as Muffin Loop just farm their ultimate. It's like every round one of them has their ultimate. You know, you either have the Null Command or you have the Killjoy ult kicking in, and that's just giving them sight for free. Looking at it going forward, they do have 4 ults to work with. Everyone except Elivu has the ult to work with, and it's gonna be Muffin Loop who's gonna be dashing in off the Null Command, getting 2 kills already for her game, getting a 3rd as well, going for the ace, but Meowskin is gonna be denying it, and it's just Baby Aper right now left in a 1v5. What a round! I think that was like 15 seconds or something.
Last
okay for
round
Muffin Loop
in
as
the
well
half.
as a kill for Meow 16k, stealing the ace away from a friend. Asteria really not giving any respect to the opponents here.
It was quite a quick round, to be honest. Muffin with a 4K, a good performance. Terra Ace missing, and now we have got a total of 5 ultimates. 2 ultimates are coming in from Team L Streak, and 3 coming in from Team Asteria. And guess what? We have got from the Shadows ready as well. So we can expect some sneaky play coming in from Team Asteria, particularly from Shreya. But talking about
Deploying
Capricious,
drone.
she is the only player reaching the double-digit club. She needs a little bit of team support, initiating the round with the Hunter's Fury. Flash of 0 points was the confusion, and ultimately it was the 0 point that was deployed first. And alongside that, also the frag grenade is used, and once again retaliation of the Hunter's Fury. No casualty spotted. It is not yet, but through the same, now she will be able to get one more frag, and is also switching the champions towards. I don't know how is that going to be any helpful, but Eluo's planting the spike is going to be very, very helpful.
I'm a good shot.
Capricious taking on Britzy here as she goes towards mid, clearing it out methodically, and it is gonna be the spike already down on the A side. The swarm grenades as well from the Killjoy ready to try and do some damage, and the control from Asteria is just impossible here because Meow 16k, she has suppressed 2 plays. The position is known here, low HP, but will still get the headshot. Second shot as well, maybe, but 4k for Meow 16k, just one to go in her hand is all down to Capricious, and Elivu again denying the ace. I like how these girls are just stealing the ace away from each other. Continuous 4Ks, and it's gonna be an 8-4 half for Asteria. Especially on attack, that's quite amazing because it's really hard to attack when you're going up against certain kind of agents. But unfortunately for Elshrieks, the defense they fell apart after a few rounds, and that was some lovely shooting from Meow 16k, taking the round for the team there.
Now the sides are going to get switched. It is 8-4, and let's hope that the momentum is going to continue for Team Asteria. It was not a good start though, but they did manage after the tactical pause. They did switch some strategies, and those strategies are working fine. But having a look at L Streak, they have been performing very good on the attacker side as well, at least for the day, for the start on the map of Bind. Let's see if they are able to put the same efforts on the map of Ascent as well. This is the Deciders map, and final 12 rounds for the day, where the deciding is going to come in. Muffin Loop going overextended. This is a risky picture, and the slow trap is destroyed. That is indicative the players are going to get spotted, and Muffin Loop left with very less in HP, and Uzi Boozy will be the one to take down Muffin Loop, getting an immediate player advantage. Flash by Uzi Boozy is not going to blind anyone, but also look at PT going through the gardens.
Thing is that Killjoy is here, so when you're on the pistol round, you never want to go in for the site where the Killjoy is placed, and PT is gonna make that right decision. She is gonna be going in towards market and B instead, because Killjoy, her turret has so much HP and it does so much damage. I think it does like 24 every 2 times it shoots, like 2 or 3 times it shoots. So on the pistol round, it can just be too much damage to do, and it's gonna be one player caught towards the CT here. Maybe Aper will take her down. The Jet Smoke as well helping in towards the market area, and it's gonna be the Omen taken down here. Iluvu trying to stop the bleeding, will get 1 kill, but it's just going to be these 2 players right now, and wherever they decide to go, it's going to make things really rough for them. The Dink will come through as well from Teams, and Meow 16k, she has the last chance for a team here. 30 Spike will go down, but nobody is looking at her, and that, oh my god, Dreamza somehow gets that kill onto her. 1v3 right now for Eluvo to clutch out, and she is super low here. I think she is around 12 HP, I can't even tell, but she did get headshotted at that distance. I think it was with the ghost, so it was 87 damage. 13 HP left on her, has to try and close this out, and it's going to be her trying to face Dreamza first. Both players low, but Dreamza is going to be cleaning things up that, and it's going to be the 5th round on the board for Elshriek here looking to make a comeback.
Let's hope they are able to write that comeback story. And if they are able to, it might be better than what happened on Bind coming in from Team Asteria. Talking about this particular current play, I liked how the players were traded immediately, how the players were reduced, and Muffin needs to put a full stop on over-aggressing, over-pushing. If at all, every single time she is forcing herself to get some extra frag points, to get some extra kill points, I'm afraid they might lose Muffin every single time, which is the last thing any of the team on the defending side would want. And once again, Muffin is not going to stop rushing through the mid. Is delivered a lot of damage. Bolt is also spotted, and it is going to be Baby Upper taking down Meow, followed by Capricious. Blitz is also down, reducing the number to 3v5. Muffin Loop with the tap of the Sheriff. Players left again, it is the last player standing, which is the Luvu, taken down once again, and without the need of planting the spike. It was a basic 5v5 battle going into the favor of Team LC.
It did go. They did manage to win it out, but they do lose two players, and the other players will have to upgrade their armor again. So that's going to be a lot of money wasted. Next round, they will have enough for a full buy. I think everybody except Baby Aper looking quite healthy there in the economy. But nevertheless, it is going to be the full buy for Asteria, and this might be the round that makes all the difference. Asteria, they don't want to mess around. They're going to be playing this really cautiously. And Elstreak, they just seem to be wanting to go in for a fast push towards the ace side. It's gonna be Meow 16K who they have to deal with first though, as she will be waiting with three of her teammates towards A main to see if they can do any damage. They will also have to clear out this what do you call it, the vines angle, because that's going to be where Muffin Loop is sitting, and if they don't do so, it's going to make things really rough. They don't do so, it's going to be the knife coming through and suppressing multiple players here. The flashes peak coming through as well, but Muffin Loop will get a kill based off of that. Multiple flashes being thrown, but Muffin Loop and Meow 16K still holding strong here even as the flashes come through. And yeah, that is going to be the advantage going to the side of Asteria as they get two picks, almost getting three. And yeah, that is going to be Meow 16K and Muffin Loop 3, 4.
Spike
Just
down
dreams
A.
are left right now. Going towards
Flawless.
B, and Eluvu will clean that up. A flawless defense coming into them.
And now finally we do see that over-aggression of Muffin Loop is working with the weaponaries coming into the hand, getting some multiple frags for herself as well as Meow went for the same double frags, and it worked nicely, at least for this particular round. And talking about weaponaries, now it is going to be the Guardian being spotted by Pete. No, it is Guardian being spotted by Baby APR, and on the other side it is all Vandals except for Pete using a Phantom. I really would love to see the spray coming in. Britzy is also going for the Phantom play. Let's see if it is going to be the battle of Phantoms or the Vandal one taps. The round is going to get initiated, and Eluvu literally knows very well that a push is coming in. Trailblazer destroyed. Swamp Grenade destroyed. Once again, they're not allowing Eluvu on time. Left to be 35 HP. Elu is already going to make a move. Healer in the team is going to work a lot, be a lot of help here.
It is going to be, it would have been a lot of help indeed, because if Meow 16K was still playing that Sky, she might have been able to top Elivu, but it doesn't matter because they still do have her alive, and Elivu can be very deadly as we've seen even on 10 HP. It is going to be a push towards his B side. PT dashing in, trying to close the door here. Elivu though will be taking out Dreamza. PT getting the trade on Britzy though. It's going to be Elivu versus PT here. PT will take her down, and that's going to be the B side. Open Spike should go down very soon, and look at Capricious's position, looking all the way towards market. Anybody tries to come here, they are going to be paying for it. And yep, she will hear Meow 16K here. They hear the chamber trap being broken, and oh my god, Meow 16K is going to be caught with a pants down as she will be taken on by Capricious. The crossfire is deadly. PT as well as the Sova waiting towards the B side. All they have to do is defend. Anybody who peeks into the first lane, they will have to hit two headshots, which is going to be very, very difficult. And like Muffin Loop, she does have the aim. She will take down one, but she's not going to take the other. Oh, Maitreya will get that kill. Lovely headshot onto PT. No time left. 1v2. We've seen her in these clutches before, but it might not be a possibility for as there's no time left on the clock.
And Uzi Woozi will put a shutdown to Shreya as well. With that, this is going to be the seventh round going into the favor of Team L3. With that, they also have Blitzstorm ready on both the side. Extra Hunter's Fury on the side of L3. Let's see what is Capricious up to this time. And I'm happy to see PT and Baby APR joining in the league of double digit. Dreamza, where are you lost? We would want to see those frags coming in. What you showed us into the first and the second map of the day. Talking about Uzi Woozi as the initiator. All the work is already done, and on the other side Eluvu is literally doing almost every work done very casually, very smoothly, but Muffin Loop is going overboard trying to capture those extra kills. A little while ago she was spotted in bottom half, and now she is into top 2. Talking about Meow 16 going ahead with the 0 point. Knife is wasted out, but the information is sure spotted.
It does spot the jet towards the A side, but they don't know that there were 3 players here. And PT, I think that the side of Elstrix remembers the trauma that they got the last time we tried to push against Muffin Loop and Meow 16K, and they're just gonna be like, nope, we're not going towards A main again. It's okay. We'll go through short. We'll try to figure something else because we don't want to die like that. It was really sad the last time. And it's gonna be Shreya. He reads this perfectly, smoking the angle off, but the kill will nevertheless come through, and that's gonna be pressure on the A side. But the thing to know is that both these players have pushed A main here, and I don't know if Elstrix is aware of that. They do know that Muffin Loop and Meow 16K usually play here, and they did see Meow 16K 0 point, but it might not be enough. They do hear the flash coming through, so there is information that there are people towards main, but it seems like they want to go towards B instead. And this is the problem. It's gonna be Britzy who does put down her ult here. They don't really have smokes either left, and it's gonna be the rigidity being broken. Was spotted and enabled, but Dreams out. What a shot from her! I think she heard you as she takes on Elivu with that crisp headshot. 3v4 right now. Asteria have to try and retake this, and it seems like they're gonna be losing their lead advantage.
They are very near to losing the advantage here with only 2 more players remaining. How are they going to make and save themselves? Well, the smoke was on time, dash was on time, but it was a jet diff. PT taking down Muffin here with last player remaining, Meow 16. I think she should go for a save rather going ahead, picking a battle where Ace stands a no chance. And even if she is able to pick up an Ace, Diffusal stands no chance. She's using a zero knife right in the middle, near to the A side, and all the players moving out of the bomb site and saving themselves, saving their weaponaries. And it was a good round, particularly for Team L Streak, and the buffer will be reduced here to 8 and 9.
I mean, we saw this from the side of L Streaks yesterday as well. They were lagging behind, but man, did they manage to put their mind to the metal and take it forward. They winning against the side of OG. I think it was like 6-10 or something, but then they won 13-11. So we can never ever count them out. And Asteria, they need to buck up big time. It's gonna be them pushed into an eco. Only Meow 16K will have that rifle she managed to save, but everybody else, they're gonna be stuck on an inferior buy. They do have ultimates to work with, so Muffin Loop will have that Blade Storm available. On the opposite side, the economy looks really healthy for the side of Dream Streaks. And man, I have to talk about Dreams. Like, I know that she isn't putting up the same power packed gun performance that she did on Omen yesterday, but that shot onto Elivu was definitely what made things possible for them. And oh my god, Meow 16K is gonna get that headshot onto PT playing this angle, and Muffin Loop is gonna be caught off guard as well, and that's gonna be the spray possibly coming through and trying to take her down, but she will have to fall back. Meanwhile, Baby Apis is gonna be lurking towards A and getting a kill, so that's gonna be several plays for the side of L Streaks being low, but luckily they do have a Sky who can top them off. The Sky herself is low, and that might be causing a lot of problems. As we are 16K, she will get a 3K already as she peaks, and that's going to be the spike drop.
Flashbang.
With the spike drop and the spike control, how are they going to guard? How are they going to push in? And I was expecting a 9-9 equalizer coming in, but that is not the case of scenarios. Because have been used, and the spike will be down again. It is a 4K for Meow. Is she going for an ace, or the ace will be stolen? Will be my question here. Shreya switching the position, and let's see. My eyes are still on Meow. I really want to see this ace coming in, though it is. Oh, ouch! There's no ace sure, but Muffin will be taking down Capricious, and the round going into the favor of Team Asteria.
Damn, Meow really saving the round and the day for her team there as she pops off with that 4K. That rifle save from the last round is exactly what enabled them to take it forward this round, and it is going to be a beautiful round for them, finally reaching double digits. It's going to be really demoralizing as well for the side of L Streak Star, because it must be painful to know that you have a significant disadvantage and still you are losing. Meanwhile, looking at the buy available, both teams do have a full buy on the board, and Muffin Loop, this is interesting. She's not going to be going in for the operator. I think she's feeling herself better on the Vandal rather than anything else, and it's going to be Muffin Loop though, who doesn't know what to look here, will be caught off guard, but somehow stays alive with the smoke even as her teammates come in, and it's going to be her dashing away and staying alive yet again. Shreya though causing havoc in the market at 3K. Muffin Loop getting one. Again, all these girls with their 3Ks and 4Ks really giving heart attacks here. It's all down to Capricious yet again. This fast game for the side of L Streaks is not working out because the rounds that they were winning, they were playing really slowly, always trying to get a pick somewhere and then capitalize on it, but it's just not happening here. As Capricious, she has to try and save this weapon, but will peak at the wrong time, and Meow 16K will take her down. The 11th round for Asteria, close to winning this and taking it home.
They are taking it home. Are they winning the brackets as well, with only 2 steps away from winning? And talking about L Streak, they are far away as compared to what Asteria is right now. Capricious has given all the way through, being a sentinel, being the highest fragger, tour de forces ready to be used. Same goes for PT, Blade Storm. Dreamsa has also got from the shadows ready, talking about Meow 16 with the null command ready. I am afraid if there's going to be anything that can stop the storm coming in from Meow, and I really want to see that. I would love to see that immediate push. But I think Meow is trying to spray that overextending, getting the frag, going backward, and Britz is also having a very good angle on the B main side, but Smoke is not going to allow
Deploying
the
drone.
vision to get even more picks furthermore.
It does look
Enemy.
a little bit bleak as a lot of utility is being dumped towards B main here, but PT is gonna get that Blade Storm headshot. Will be able to stay alive as well. Will spot Britzy running in. I think she's just gonna be going for it, chasing her, and Britzy trying to get the kill but not having a very good time as Dreamsa will take her down. Very, very unfortunate, but it is gonna be the spike going down. It looked really, really bleak for L-Streak Star for a second, but nevertheless, that's gonna be the round that seems to be heading in their favor. The lockdown though has been popped, and this is a very weird choice to pop an ult because it's not gonna clear main. It's not going to really clear side either because everyone should be able to still hold backside, and it's going to make things very, very rough. But what a shot from Muffin Loop taking down the tour de force, and it is going to be Meow as well taking out PT here. Just 2 players left to keep things alive. So, Molly will do a lot of damage. Getting one, no supposition of the second, and Muffin Loop with a 3k is going to bring Asteria to match point.
The map of Ascent, a team winning 30-0 clear streak, a tough competition coming in from Team L streak here, and the match point. Let's see how is it going to function. And a small request from Meow. I would really love to see that aggressive push from Meow with that null command. It is the win round. You can go ahead, you can use it, but you would never want to risk it though. And on the other side, from the shadows is ready from both the ends. If you have a look at Muffin Loop, turned herself into the highest fragger by the way she is aggressing, by the way she is pushing through the mid, through A main or B main, getting a frag, surviving. Now this is the change that she has finally gained. She was trading herself out for one frag. Now she's getting a frag and again going backward. Talking about Meow, she's going for 0 points now.
That's gonna be the that's gonna be a quick TP coming through onto the B side, and it's going to be some control being pushed towards mid. You see PT taking the charge here, trying to spray aggressively. Look at Muffin's position. It's gonna go down to Uzi Boozy, and she should be able to top back Dreams are up. It's gonna be Uzi Boozy getting that first pick for a team, really doing some heroics. As unfortunately, it's gonna be Muffin Loop going down. Britzy though is holding the CT angle, and Capricious will get another kill. PT getting a kill as well. Asteria with 2 players left right now. Shreya might be pushing through the smoke and might be getting those kills yet again. We did see her clutch out a 1v2 before, but a 2v5, I'm not sure how possible this is. The recon will prevent her from pushing through, and it's going to be the spike coming down. Shreya and Eluvu just waiting to see if anyone's going to be lurking, if they can get any guns on their hands, but it might not be the case here. 2 players still towards mid. Shreya has to find the timing, will be spotted, and will get a click onto Uzi Boozy.
Player standing.
Trying to take down Capricious, but that's that. Just Eluvu left right now in a 1v4. Her position is known, I think, as Capricious will spot her, and I think she might just be trying to do some damage here as much as possible.
Let's see how much of damage can she deliver though. Eluvu trying to enter through the spawn, and she is spotted through the APR, getting the final frag. 9-12 is the score. Still the match point continues. So team Asteria and L Streak trying to give as tough battle as possible and a lot of pause battle as possible. Let's see how long it is going to take. And talking about the top fraggers, Capricious and Muffin are walking hand in hand with equal amount of frags. Let's see what is Britzy and Uzi Boozy up to. And talking about Britzy, in this particular match, she has definitely been underperforming. To be precise, she has given enough information. She has used Hunter's Fury wisely, but she need to work out a little bit on frags.
A little bit is an understatement there, but she did do quite well on the first one. Maybe she's taking a little bit of a break. It's not like the rest of the team really needs her, because it seems like Muffin Loop and Meow 16k have decided to carry this to victory. Either way though, it's gonna be a B side with a little bit of aggression coming in from these 3 players. Muffin Loop has gone in for that operator as well. I think she's looking to close things out as much as possible. Meanwhile though, it's gonna be the null command as well being invested by Meow 16k. Lots of utility being stalled here, because that's just gonna shut down the push towards the mid and B. They do seem to be looking to go towards the A side instead. It's gonna be Shreya who's gonna be the first point of contact. The TP coming through, they will hear the shadow step. I think Shreya will hear the utility as well. And Uzi Boozy almost dies to the turret, but luckily manages to break it in time. 28 HP left. It looks like 53 seconds on the clock. They have to make a choice to commit somewhere soon, and it looks like it's gonna be A.
A side definitely looks a little extra committed, but Capricious will take down Richie, reducing them in numbers here. Smoke grenades are deployed by Eluvu, delivering a lot of damage, and now it is going to be exactly 3 versus 3, except the HP is a little less for Sky right now. And if you have a look at PT, she is also looking quite too ready. Does she have heal though? She can go for the 100% HP. And talking about baby APR, and Shreya once again on the heaven, she has proven herself very deadly on this angle. Once again with the same angle, not only one player is trying to push, there are a total of 2 players, but on the other hand, she wants to go alongside Meow, and that is exactly what has to be done. Flash as well as push. Two things at a time is usually a stuff there where you can win around easily. Heaven control is also there. Flash is working wonder, not for so long. Players are being traded 2 versus 2. Uzi Boozy very low in HP.
One
A fake
enemy
defuse was
remaining.
supposed to be done, but nothing is faked here, and
Last
the
player
player is
standing.
taken down 1v1. No place that the player can defuse the Spike, but all the weaponaries, all the guns will be gone, and Spike wins the round for the weaponaries, but the round going into the favor of Team L Streak, turning it to a 10-12.
I think what saved that round for Team Elstrix was going to be Capricious getting the kill onto Britzy. I don't think she heard you, Tanya. I think we have to say it a bit louder. But Britzy, you have to hit your shots when you can't miss somebody who's not looking at you like that. And it is going to be Uzi Woozy with some heroics, 30 HP on it, but still gets those frags, still popping beautiful flashes to make sure that her team can hold on. And that crossfire from Uzi Woozy as well as Baby Aper is what keeps them alive in this best of 3. 10-12 right now, 2 rounds left to take it to OT. And this is the thing, the side of Asteria still has lots of money. They still have money for that operator. And if Muffin Loop, if anybody right peeks into it, it's going to be causing a lot of damage here. And that's the Hunter's Fury invested as well. Meanwhile, though, PT is going to be spotted, but, is not going to be taking any damage because somehow she survives. Muffin Loop is going to be stuck here. And it's going to be the Blade Storm pop as well. So a lot of ultimates being committed here. And Muffin Loop does have that Blade Storm. It's going to be really, really rough. And the smoke goes at the wrong time. The trades are there though, luckily, and it's going to be a 4v4 right now. But with PT down, that's a major issue because that's going to be your jet. That's going to be the person who creates space for you as you try and go onto that side. So the rest of the team, they will have to try and make do without it. Everybody's still looking like they're fairly healthy. But towards the A side, it is going to be 2 players still left. Dreams are watching towards shot. 50 seconds left on the clock. Where are they going to go?
Where are they gonna go? How are they gonna go? It is going to be a question. Shreya with the smoke is not allowing the garden entry. The clock is ticking with only 40 seconds remaining. They are waiting for the smoke to go away, to fade away. And Uzi Boozy is still holding the spike. And Shreya has got the Haven control. And we
30
know how
seconds
aggressive this Haven control is. Trailblazer is also being utilized here. We will hear it. And Luvu is able to take down Breeza. And also Baby APR. It is going to be a battle. 2v5. The Shreya is taken down, reducing it to a 2v3. And Uzi Boozy is trying to go ahead with the heals. Look at the position.
10 seconds
Hunter's
left.
Fury is also wasted out. Lockdown is also used up. No damage delivered except for Uzi Boozy is
One enemy
paralyzed
remaining.
and will be taken down by Iluvu, my bad. And now it is going to be 1v3. They are on the hunt, and the hunt is finished. And over here, Britney is diffusing. With this diffusal, it is going to be Team Asteria winning up the bracket finals.
Defenders
What a
win.
round coming in from Elu. That's going to be a 4K from her to close things out. And it's going to be Asteria winning Ascent 13-10 and going forward, moving on to the grand finals happening very, very soon. I'm really excited for that. And Asteria, I think this is the first day where they haven't gotten a 2-0. So far, they've been dominating their matches. And today, they finally they've gotten like a very tough fight. Even the first map, it seemed like it was going to be not going in their favor, but they made a wonderful comeback to take it to 14-12. Second game, not in their favor. They lost 6-13. But third game, man, they managed to reset. And even though one or two of their players were not able to perform, Eluvu was the hero for the team multiple rounds. And that last round, that ultimate being popped by her, I feel really bad for Uzi Boozy. That's such an awkward position to be stuck in because you have to plant the spike. You know you're going to get D10. It comes down to your teammate to try and clutch a 1v3. And Capricious is already so low that really unfortunate. But it is going to be Asteria who managed to convincingly win this map. Sure, it was a bit close. There was quite a good comeback, in fact, attempt being made. But I think those 2 rounds where Elstrix, they tried to push really quick and aggressively, and they just died to the hands of Meow 16K and Muffin Loop. It wasn't a very good idea. But entry from them, I'm sure we'll see more of them in the lower bracket as they try to make their way back up to reface Asteria in the finals.
Definitely, they are going to get the opportunity to fight Asteria once again. But talking about the map of mind, I think that is where exactly Team L Streak made a mistake, made a few, no, maybe a lot of mistake going with the 1v1 duel. Even when they had the members advantage, where there were two E4s, still went for the 1v1 duel instead of going ahead, rushing it in and losing the map of mind, their personal selection. But on the map of Heaven, they did have a good control. They won with a massive buffer, but now on the map of Ascent, initiated very good. They were on the lead, but ultimately not being able to continue with the same lead. And talking about Britzy, she was not even fragging well. Apart from that, Team Asteria doing great job. And talking about Britzy once again, she did give that good and Hunter's Fury required. She did give much required information. She went for the much required information with the drone. So I think work was done by Britzy very nicely, very casually. Rest was done by Eluvu and Muffin Loop, and that is exactly what the teamwork is about. Kudos to Team Asteria. And the highlights are ready. Let's relive about how the day went for Team Asteria for the final match for the day.
I mean, if you do want to talk about Britzy, while you are right, she was making some very questionable plays when it comes to gun shooting. She did, I think, have around 20 assists by the end of it. So she was doing a fantastic job with the utilities. Just that she couldn't hit any of her shots, but it's okay because everybody else on the team were hitting their shots. Whether it was Muffin Loop, whether it was Meow 16K or Eluvu, or even Shreya to an extent. We saw her clutches coming in. So when the other four players in your team are doing a great job hitting the shots, you can afford to relax a bit and just use your utility well. And that's exactly what happened. And Meow 16K, we have to talk about the sound that's being shown with that Marshall doing so much damage here, getting a little bit greedy towards the end, but still Shreya clutching it out in that 1v2. Such good play, such good cheeky rotations and gameplay coming in from them. I think that it should be very pleasing. And I think the change in the attacking half that Asteria made was, I think they stopped respecting their opponents. They were just like, WT is how we go about it. And it really worked out for them. We saw this yesterday from OG as well. When you give the side of L-Streaks a chance to reset and to play slowly, they are going to be winning it. But when you WT against them, it is not going to go well in their favor. We saw it on Haven yesterday. We saw it today on Ascent attack, and that's where Asteria got their huge lead. And it was just too hard for the side of L-Streaks to come back from.
And talking about not respecting, I think the respect was all down. By the time they did spot one Knight coming in for the very first round on the map of Bind, and then it was all aggressive and all rage mode on for Team Asteria, trying to push it in, trying to win it in, and on the map of Bind, it was a literal unexpected victory. But talking about this particular map of Ascent, where they had a 2-0 lead, losing the lead, and then it was all about Asteria, henceforth 4-7, and once the side did switch, it was all about Asteria yet again. So yeah, Ascent, once again, I would want to say that maybe Heaven is a good map for Orangutan, but Ascent is the home ground for Team Asteria. So let's see how is it going to work out. Sure, it was not an easy 12-0, unlike that day, 13-0, unlike that day, but today itself, L-Streak, a team to defeat Orangutan, they have defeated them. So I would say a good competition given from Team L-Streak here.
And definitely, and like I mentioned, L-Streak is not over for them yet. They do have the losers bracket where they can try to come back and get some revenge against Asteria. I swear they must be really kicking themselves right now here because it's just sad because that first map, it was 10-2, it was 12-6, 12-7, and they could have won it so easily. They just need one more round, but it wasn't good enough. And I think we have the scoreboards ready, so let's see who was the standout players in this matchup between Asteria. It is going to be MVP taken by Muffin Loop for Asteria, 2 KDA, 305 ACS, 25 kills, and she absolutely popped off. Meow 16K right behind her. I think she also had around 25 kills. So just a little bit less ACS, but these two were the dynamic duo for Asteria. You saw that hold on A main. You saw them each getting 4Ks with other teammates stealing away aces, which is a bit sad, but nevertheless, it is going to be the case. And finally, you have Shreya and Eluvu as well, who did their job as support excellently, clutching out multiple rounds. Eluvu's ults absolutely proving instrumental both on attack or on defense. In fact, they managed to confirmly close out the last round because of her ultimate and her 4K. And Britzy, of course, you can't see it here, but I think she had around 17 or 18 assists, almost 20, and she still has a KD of 1. Just because she didn't frag out doesn't mean she was useless. She died less as well, so good for her. Britzy, somehow doing a good job there. On the opposite side, very, very close game. It was only 3 rounds away, 2 rounds away from OT. Maybe they could have won, but the buffer was too much, as you said, Tanya. And it's going to be Capricious MVP yet again. But everybody else, I think Dreams didn't show up today compared to yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. I would personally say that Dreamza was very good in terms of when we did spot Dreamza into the different roles. Going into the Omen did not get so many frags as and when required, so I think that did not work. But ultimately, I would say Elstreak had a very good day today compared to what they had yesterday. No doubt, they were able to qualify. They were the victor ones, but today they were able to match up on the map of Heaven. We cannot say furthermore that they do have a weaker map now. They can equalize, they might not win it, but they can be a tough competitors. And this is just the start, ladies and gentlemen. I'm reminding you once again, it is WD Cup season 3 powered by AMD, and this is me, Star Tanya. Alongside me it is Zach, and I would again like to re-mention, please follow all the socials into the descriptions to stay updated about all the other tournaments by our streaming partner Sky Esports. We are signing off. Glad to see you and looking forward to see you again soon.